Good evening, Booze. Guess what? Happy New Year! Yay! We made it. I think we all made it. Show of hands. Who's alive? Who survived last night? I did because I was a good girl. Yeah. Well, I mean, I had some wine. I a li- I had a couple glasses of wine. It was really good too, and I'm so glad I did. It was worth it to have a little bit of a headache when I woke up this morning. And also, happy Hogmanay. Hopefully, none of you are any more confused about it than you were before when you didn't know anything about it. I apologize. Tuesday's stream was not my best day by far. It was pretty scary. So, but I did go back and watch it so that I could put the timestamps in, and it wasn't as bad as I thought, but you could really hear how nasally I was getting. But yeah, I took some Benadryl and I took a bunch of all the good stuff and I drank some like cold tea mix stuff and went to sleep, and I got up in the morning and I felt a whole lot better. So it might have just been my allergies kind of flaring up or something, but it doesn't explain the brain fog. But I'm going to blame that on the rabid, feral bunch of squirrels that just run circles in my brain all the time. And guess what just happened too? Like, I was getting ready to come in here and sit down, and we hit. Anybody have a guess? Anybody know? Any like, I'm expecting you guys to scream or something, but I can't hear you. No. Um, we hit 200 subscribers. Finally. Like, that is 10 in a day. So I don't know what happened. Uh Maybe, so I've been doing my intentions, my what is it, the 13 days of magic or whatever that our little Glasgow witch was talking about. So, I've been doing those, and I burned one last night, and I'm wondering, did I because I burned one for, like, one of them. I don't know if these are, like, birthday wishes where you're not supposed to say what they are and they won't come true, or they won't come true, but I didn't. Um, I guess I could be I it wasn't really yeah, I guess it was because I wanted to do better, creatively. So that would I think would include my channel. So I'm very excited. And thank you guys, and welcome to our new subs. I'm so happy that my nasal and congestion whatever was going on Tuesday night didn't frighten anybody, or maybe you haven't seen it. And in that case, don't go watch it. It's horrible. I had 2 bad episodes, I feel like, in a row. I don't know what it is, but I thought for tonight, let's just go back to I mean, it's just me tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I know. I will try to find us some more guests, and I will get a hold of AJ, and we'll, um, get some more do some more little witchy stuff, and, because I know that was a lot of fun. I really loved, getting into AJ's brain. So it was a lot of interesting stuff, and I know she's got a whole lot more in there for us to pick out of her brain. So we'll have to get her back on here soon, but let me pop over. So yeah, tonight, like I said, I'm just gonna go back to, like, kind of how we did it in the beginning, just doing some Reddit ghost stories. I've been saving them. Like, when I come across some really good ones, I've been saving them so that you guys can so I can share them with you eventually. And, oh, you know what? I gotta get the comments. I don't know why I keep forgetting to put the comments up on stage. I think I know why. I'm always afraid that, cousin Pat's gonna come in here, and she's gonna say stuff, but I'm gonna take a chance that if Pat does show up tonight, that she is going to be a good girl. But the chances are pretty minimal that she'll be a good girl. So if she says something, it's probably not gonna be any worse than something I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna pop your guys' comments up here too. I keep looking over. I got my phone over here. I should probably put it over here. But anyway, it is what it is for now. And hello, Darlene, and welcome. And Melissa, thank you. Melissa was our 200th subscriber today. Whoop, whoop. I will send you a bag of red balloons. How about that? That'll be the I was going to say consolation prize, but that's not really the word I'm looking for, right? The giveaway prize, giveaway. That's what it is, giveaway. Ah, breathe a sigh of relief. But tomorrow I'll log in and it'll be 199 subscribers. And I'll lose my mind. I will be like, you gotta be kidding me. Hello, Clips. Hey, Booze. How's all my ghouls doing tonight? The nefarious Tish is in the house. Hey, guys. And Darlene, there's Darlene again. She's still here. Darlene, I hope you're feeling better. I know you had a lot worse off than I did. Mine is, I think I'm still a little nasally, but it's just, that's going to be how it is, I think, all winter. So, and Tish is waving. Hello, Ernie. Miss Ernesto, my fiance. You guys should be getting a save a date in the mail at any time now. So be on the lookout. Oh, Darlene, you got some sleep. I'm so happy for you. I did too. I slept like 10 hours that night after the stream. Like I crawled into bed and I was out. It felt so good too. And hello, Rubicon. And Ernie says, "Hi, Stones. Good to see everybody. Happy New Year." And Happy New Year to you too, Ernie. And Clips, yeah, 200 subs. Yay. I mean, I was starting to wonder if we were going to get here. And I was like, okay, I'm pretty happy with the crew I've got. I'm happy with the Boo crew. You guys tell me if you like that or not. If you don't, we'll change it. I'm not sold on it. I'm not married to it. Like I'm getting married to Ernie, but yeah, we can work on it. We can think of something else if you guys don't like it. But Boo Crew, it kind of goes. But I'm sure somebody else has already thought of that. So, and thank you, Darlene. It's because of you guys, right? It's all because of you guys. Because you guys come in here every stream, you give me confidence. Yes, and Darlene, witchy talk. I like the witchy talk. I mean, I love the ghost talk. Like, you can't shut me up on either. Well, I know more about the ghosty stuff than I know the witchy stuff. Well, I know my witchy stuff, but yeah, like Darlene, you too. You've got that. We got to tap your brain too for some witchy talk because between you and AJ, I mean, you guys could just if we could meld your minds together, right? Like we could probably get some winning lotto numbers. That would probably help out all of us out and forget running a YouTube channel. We'll just buy our island and we'll have our cult and we'll all be happy. I think so, right? Yeah. Well, thank you, Clips. I hope I'm putting out good enough content. I want to do better. And that's the goal is to eventually be able to go out and about with this stuff, right? Like I want to be able to take you guys to the places like the ghosty, go on some ghost hunts. And that's coming in February because I promised you guys I am going to take you to St. Louis Cemetery #1. I'm not sure which one I'm going to take you on. Maybe I'll take you on both because I'm going to go the day. We've booked the night tour. I don't think we can book the day tour yet. So I have to look and see. I think we're waiting to book that one yet. I have to look. But I do plan on bringing you guys along for that. And then we do have, while we're still in New Orleans, we have the whatchamacallit, the haunted plantation that we're going on one night. I'm gonna try to kind of go live. I don't know if they'll let me, but if they don't let me, I'm at least gonna get some video footage of it. And bring it to you guys on the stream and tell you about it. And I'll probably have Bestie come on too, since you guys have met her, and we'll talk about our experiences. I do plan on doing one of the little ghost walking tours because I've talked about them so much. I feel like I need to show you guys what one's like, especially the ones in New Orleans. They have some characters that are the ghost tour guides, right? And they never fail. But I am not going to be drinking on this one because I do not want to have to dip out like halfway through and have to find a place to pee because it's not worth it. Then you miss the whole last end of the ghost tour. So, and I know most of the places already, all the little haunted locations, but it's neat to listen to each one of the tour guides, like all their different, like how they explain it. I like that. I think it's fun. And haircuts, Happy New Year, happy Hogmanay haircut. And she says, Happy New Year, beautiful people. Hello, Colonel Morg. Oh, I think I'm saluting you with the wrong hand. Sorry about that. Creativity, I don't know. I get up here, it's performance anxiety. It really is. I get up here and I say words wrong that I typically know how to say. You can make fun of me. It's all right. I mean, I won't cry. um, and I do have a wish for Joe too, but I'm pretty sure that PPO is in place still. I don't know. That was another wish I had for that to get burned up as well. So we'll see what happens. Oh God, I love Joe. Ugh. Yeah, that was creativity. Why are these buttons so small? Oh, I thought I said it wrong. I thought you were making fun of me, Morgan. It's okay. I won't know. All right. Woo! Did I say it right, you guys? You know how I am. I get up here. Sometimes I get a little tongue tied. It's dry mouth. Hang on. I'm trying not to swallow so close to the. Oh wait, that's weird. I'm not going to say that again. Um, Try not to make a lot of noises near the mic. I do have a screen thingy coming for my mic now because somebody recommended it to me. Darlene, I will let you know, and we'll arrange a night and we'll plan a night for you to call in. I want to do plan a ghost story night, and I'll let you guys all know beforehand because sometimes when you're on the spot, like if you're sitting in chat and I go, "Hey guys, I'll drop a link. Come on up and tell me your ghost stories." Then you're like, like I get up here, right? Like I know what I want to say, but I've got to have notes because squirrels get loose in my brain and then I totally forget what I was going to say. So, Darlene, I would love to have you on and we will definitely do it. And I will plan a night and yeah, we can do whichever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about the witchy stuff, if you want to talk about the ghost stuff, and then I can plan stuff around it. We could do a panel one night, maybe with like AJ, you and I can pick your guys's brains and I can share a little bit of my stuff. I don't have a whole lot. I just have what I do. It's not a lot. I can't say that yeah. I mean, like I said, I've been called a witch, but I don't think that was supposed to be a compliment. But I'll take it. I'm like, I don't care. And Clips is like, oh, Clips, yeah, let's think positive, right? Maybe tomorrow it'll be 201. I hope so. I hope we just keep going upwards. I really am. I'm trying to bring you guys some good stuff. I'm trying to get better. I did go back. I think I told you guys this Tuesday's stream, right? Like I've gone back and listened to myself, like from I call them the faceless episodes back before like I had all of this stuff set up to talk to you, to be able to stream with you guys, like with my face. It sounds weird with my face, but yeah, I went back and I listened and I was like, I think I'm doing better. I think. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but and I even feel like I'm doing quite a bit better from when I first started even putting my face out there. I think my background and stuff looks better thanks to Sassy. I have a very cool background that I might not have even thought about putting up yet. So, but I am getting ready to change all of this because I have made space in the basement and I'm going to have my little witchy ghosty setup down there. But I haven't had time to do that. So, with New Year's and that other thing, Christmas, yeah, there just hasn't been enough time. And plus, I've been kind of lazy too. I just don't. I'm happy here. I moved my mic and stuff around to see if I liked it better here, and I think I do. Let me know if if you don't like it like this, let me know. I probably won't change it back, but I value your opinion anyway. And Darlene says, Happy New Year, everybody. And let's see. Oh, clips. Okay, let's go for a run. I'd rather have you run than me run. But yeah, I will try to be upbeat to keep you going. How about that? I'll try. I'll try hard. And Darlene says, if I won, I would buy a tropical island, sit in the sand with our asses in the sand and drink and happy cigarettes in our hand, cabana boys and a girl. I like that idea. Not the cigarettes part. Cabana boy would be kind of fun. Or cabana man. Yeah, I don't want any like that Epstein Island stuff going on. Everybody's got like at least over 21. Let's keep it way above board. Like proper identification and everything. Let's do this cult right. Like right from the gates. Let's do it right. Hello, Dubs. Happy New Year. I'm trying to control my excitement over 200. Yay. Can you imagine if it get bigger? Oh my god, my head's going to explode. Right here. Let's see. Dubs. All right, I'm gonna move down because it looks like you guys are just saying hello to each other. We could do guys at a. Oh, there has to be guys, at least a guy in a kilt, named Joe. His name doesn't have to be Joe, but I'll call him that, even if it's not his name. Guys in kilt haircut says, yeah, guys in kilts. Yeah, baby. It's my birth. Is it your birthday today, haircuts? For real? Is it? You tell me if it's really your birthday, because I don't know. I don't have anything to do. I gotta do some cool stuff for your guys' birthday. I will. I did Rubicons only because I knew beforehand. And actually, it was 2 days after the fact because Rubicon held out on me. I know, she's supposed to be one of my friends. I tell you can't trust people anymore. I just tell you, tell everybody else stuff, but not you. And Darlene says, let me know and we'll deal with both. Yeah, let's do it. Let's work on that like in the next couple of weeks or so. Let's do it before I go to New Orleans. Because after New Orleans, I have a feeling that, well, it's going to be March by then. And I have a feeling that once the weather starts turning, I'm going to be dragging you guys with me to the cemeteries. So, and because I think by then I'll be prepared. At least I'm gonna try to get a camera and I'm not gonna go to the cemeteries at 9 o'clock at night, but I will at least go to the cemeteries. If I can't go live, I will at least do video and walkthroughs and bring them back to you guys. And then we could discuss them. And I also want to do like I said, I want to go some places and do a little bit of ghost hunting. And it won't be like it's not going to be edited stuff. And those will be nighttime streams and those will be live because I want you guys to be just as much a part of it as I am. But I do have to find a little crew to go with me because I don't want to go by myself. Don't ghost hunt alone, guys. Just don't. It's not because of the ghost. It's because of people. Because people are assholes, and especially ladies. I don't want any of you guys to get into situations where It could be dangerous. And I tell you this about cemeteries as well. Always have something handy. If you've got some pepper spray or something, whatever's legal. I have bear spray. Uh, I figure if it'll take down a bear, it'll take down a man. Or at least get me the hell like, at least I'll have time to trot away since I can't run, but I will at least maybe hopefully get away from them with the bear spray. But yeah, just be careful out there when you guys do go out by yourselves to the cemeteries. Uh, don't go urban exploring by your just be careful, ladies, okay? I don't want I love y'all, and though I love Ghost, I don't want any of you guys becoming Ghost. I want you to stick around so that you can stay subscribers. Yeah, see, I have an ulterior motive for you guys staying alive, but haircut, your charm is being human and beyond. Oh, haircut, you're so damn nice to me. Thank you. Is it really your birthday though? You didn't answer my question, or unless it's really down here. And hello, traveling fools. Welcome. Uh I have been checking out Traveling Fool's channel, and I hope I can say this on here. They asked me to come on to one of their Friday night streams, so hopefully that'll happen here soon. Eventually, we'll get things in order. But they do a really cool Friday night stream. They have one of the new my favorite person right now that I'm following and listening to her podcast is Ghost Gossip. And I'll probably at the end of the stream, if we've got a little bit of time, I'll talk about her. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun listening to that episode. She is so cool. I feel like she and I could probably hang out and hunt ghosts together. I really liked her. I liked it's really great. But I will post them. I'll post a link to Traveling Fools for you guys too. So that way, when I do go on, you guys can all come join the chat too. So I'm really excited. And Cabana Man, like Cabana Mans. See, I'm not much of the tropical island. I like. I don't know if it's all that Europeanness in me or what, but I really. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know. I don't feel as comfortable like running around half naked all the time. um maybe now things are getting better, like since I've been working out and everything. Things are getting better. Maybe I'll feel more comfortable on our little island, our little cult island. and And yeah, darling. Yes, I know kids, but at least 21-year-old Cabana men. Let's just keep it above board. Yeah. Rubicon, you are sneaky. You are a sneaky girl. But I love you for that. So Darlene says, oh, haircut. So it's not really your birthday. Just claim it is. It sounds like it might give me birthday. Well, happy birthday anyway. Would that be I think it would be cool to have a birthday on the 1st, because you could just pretend like all the fireworks are for you, right? Like the fireworks and the guns going off at night. Like we had that because I live out in the country, and yeah, people pew pew, right? Shooting them off out here, and it's just ridiculous. I don't get the attraction to it. Maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe it's not them. It's probably me, but and then my dogs start barking, and that's a whole ordeal. And Deb says it's still chilly here in March. See, I don't mind chilly. It's the snow and the blowing and like under 20 degrees that I don't want to be ghost hunting or cemetery searching for cool headstones for you guys in cemeteries when it's that cold outside, because that takes too much. Right, like I do have the buy me a coffee link, but that's going to be a lot of coffee to keep my dead inside little heart warm to do that. So we're just going to talk about stuff till the weather warms up, and then I'll start taking you guys on some trips with me. And we will have some trips this summer, because I have a lot of places just in Michigan that I can take you. So I don't even have to go that far. I have like 3 reportedly haunted cemeteries near me. One has a witch, and she's called the Ada Witch, and she's one that I think I've heard about her my whole life. So I really want to talk about her because there's also we could do a little look up in the genealogy, like ancestry for her too, because it's a little bit of uh, trying to pull apart like the reality of like this ghost legend, like the folklore versus like the reality. And those are the thing I don't know if you guys are as interested in those as I am. I love doing that. Like when somebody is ghost hunting and they're like, um, I don't want to make anybody mad. So they're like, "Oh, well, so Greg lives here." And Greg is very mad. He used to live here. He used to be an owner of the house. Like I hear, you watch the shows and they say stuff like that. And then you go back and look and Greg has never lived there or whatever, right? Like those are the things I kind of like to go back and pull apart. And but because I really want to know who the people are. Like if there's a house that's reportedly haunted, I want to like growing up in a haunted house myself. Uh, when I eventually started finding out who all the people were that died in our house, things started becoming pretty clear, like what was going on, and that I wasn't like just a kid who had imaginary friends or saw things. They were actually things actually happened. So, with that, if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, that's where I kind of want to pull the genealogy aspect in is to like I can show you how to look up those records and things if you get into that. I don't know if you want to call it debunking or anything. I guess it's just finding out the history, just doing your research on a place that you're going to, and then maybe you can ask questions of the spirits, a little bit more pointed questions like, "Hey, is Greg here?" Like, "Greg, you used to own this house," or maybe Greg died in the house, and you could ask them questions like that. Maybe it'll help you get a response, and I don't know why I'm playing with my hands so much tonight, guys. I think I am really I've had too much caffeine, so I'm gonna warn you. Oh, and hi, Epic Mercury. Uh, Epic I met on X. So hello and welcome to the stream. Yeah, ghost hunting alone, bad idea, man or woman, but especially for women, especially in these old buildings, right? Like what if you fall, get hurt? It might not even be another human that hurts you or gets involved. It could just be some bad luck. I mean, we watched Darlene told us about. Oh gosh, Darlene's gonna have to tell me again. The Long Island Hospital. I'm at Kings Park. Did I? I think I actually did. I just recall something on stream in front of you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm improving. I Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I just did that. Haircut says my mom forgot my birthday, so I just call a New Year. I had my family forget my birthday a couple times. I'm used to it. It's when you're the redheaded stepchild, everybody forgets your birthday, except my grandma because I think she's the only one that really loves me. But no, pretty sure my mom did too, or at least she liked me a lot. And Darlene is certified. Darlene, you are a jack of all trades. I tell you, you are a lifesaver. You're intuitive. You're sensitive. You're into all the witchy stuff. Yeah, you're pretty amazing. Darlene is like she's just well rounded in all of this, but definitely in the saving lives because yeah, and she's little, but she's mighty. So if somebody's gonna save your life, I'd want Darlene around. She'd be the one to save you. Dub says, "Do not go in New Orleans at night." I won't. I have the bestie with me. We're flying though, which is the part that sucks because then I can't take my bear spray with me. So, uh, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna. Yeah, well, I'll have bestie, and I think I can outrun her. So as long as I can outrun the other person, Kidding. I'm not gonna leave Bestie behind. I mean, I think the 2 of us, we'll be okay, and we're only, like, a block or 2 off of the French Quarter, so it's not like we have to go very far, and it is very well lit. I've stayed at this place before, and it's all well lit from Bourbon Street over to our hotel. So we should be okay. I've stayed there a lot of times, and it's really nice. And I know there's some sketchy parts, but yeah, won't be going there, not at night. But yeah, this girl's gonna be eating beignets and having my coffee in the mornings at Cafe du Monde. Oh my god, I cannot wait. And Traveling Fools, look forward to having you on. I know, I can't wait. I'm excited. Like, I've only been a guest one time though, so I'm gonna warn you. I'm probably gonna, yeah, but I'll get my hands under control. I'll keep them under. I did pretty well when I went on OBs, so at least I don't think I embarrassed myself. Did I, guys? I think I did okay. We were doing true crime that night, though. So, and haircuts, she's certifiable, as he used to say. I think I'm certifiable too. I should have been in the. I mean, if this was like the 1800s, my family would have put me away already. It would have, yeah. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all. I'd be firmly away. Hello, Tiff. Happy New Year. And Traveling Fool says, "Happy unbirthday." Darlene, you can handle any. Darlene is a freaking trooper. I tell you what, she's amazing. And Angie, hello. Sorry, late. Watching footballs. Hi, footballs. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm trying. I'm getting better, but I'm still gonna have some verbal diarrhea on occasion. And Tiff's asking, Darlene, how you doing? All right, guys. I'm gonna scroll down here because I think you guys have gotten way ahead of me as usual because I have to yammer on and talk and talk and talk because I'm really excited about New Orleans. Like, I'm gonna probably be really starting to talk that up here in the next coming weeks because it's only gonna be what, a month and a half now away. And yeah, I want to take you guys on the ghost walking tour. I want to take you to the plantation. I want to take you to the cemeteries, which are the best. Oh my God. I love the cemeteries. We'll take you to Marie Laveau's crypt, which I've shown you the really horrible photos that I took the last time I was there. They did not turn out very well just because it's tight in there. It was really hard to get like a really good shot. So hopefully if I record it this time, it'll work better. And I'm looking at getting something, hopefully, by the time I go, that will be a better recording than my phone. So pause crossed. And Morg says, yeah, bad things happen at night, bad things. And like my mom said, nothing good happens after midnight. And yeah, and usually, but hey, but the witching hour is at 3, and that's the most fun. Hello, Sassy. Sassy, I hope your boy's doing better. We gotta send up some good juju for Bobo. He's in the veterinary hospital. His little bladder he's got some, not stones, but he's got crystals in his urine, and he was blocked. So uh, poor Sassy's been out of her mind, worried about him, but he's doing fine. But we'll still send up some good juju for him, Sassy. He's a cutie too. He's got like a little mustache. I think he's so cute, and his name's Bobo. How can you not like that, right? Um, if you should protect. I am making my little protection bags. So I was going to tell you guys yesterday. So we went out to dinner for New Year's, and I went to this shop, and they sell crystals and incense and all the stuff, right? Like all the fun stuff. And I got some new crystals, and I got especially ones for protection. So I bought some, so I'm gonna make up some little bags. Like, I have all my herbs, I just didn't have crystals for them because I thought, you know what? I make the herb bags with, I use rue, I use lavender, cinnamon, they smell really good. They smell amazing. But they're not for putting in your drawers. Well, you could put them in your drawers if your junk's not so great. But yeah, you could like put them in the pocket of your jacket. Like they're for personal protection. So that's what I keep them around for. I've never used the crystals in them though. So this will be the first time I've made them with them. I'm going to assume that you should probably take them out and like charge them up once a month, like we've talked about before. That is not my forte. So next time we have AJ on, I'm going to ask her about that because I forgot to the last time she was on, just because we talked about so much stuff. So that is what I'm going to be up to. So I will be taking those with me. I also bought some. They had smudging sticks available at this place that I went to. So I got white sage and sweetgrass. And I think that was one that AJ recommended. So I have that. That will be in my bags packed for New Orleans. And I will be using that after we leave these locations. So, and not letting other people do it for me because I've learned my lesson now. So, and let's see. And Hubs, oh my goodness. I was detained by the New Orleans PD because I was walking around alone at night. They took me back to my hotel after ooh. You got a stern talking to. Oh, Dubs. We have to have you come on one night because I really want you have some of your stories are yeah, I really want to know. I want to know more about that. And Sassy says, "Thank you. Bobo is doing good. Hopefully, we can bring him home tomorrow." Oh, I'm happy. I'm glad he's doing okay. It's scary. It is scary to have a blocked male cat. It is. It's terrifying. I'm a vet tech. I went to school for this stuff, and one of my cats blocked, and I lost my mind, y'all. Like I really did. It's my first cat ever. I had male cats. Like never once ever had that problem. And he blocked up one night. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And yeah, sure enough, took him in. And you know how stupid I felt when the vet's like, oh, his bladder's like huge. And I'm like, girl, why didn't you palpate his bladder before? Like, that should have been something you felt. But I didn't because, yeah, I was just worried because I stopped being a vet tech and I started to be an owner and I lost my mind. So it happens, even to the best of us, even to vet techs and veterinarians. When it's your own animal, like it's totally different. And Darlene says, I got chips and herbs. I could have made them for you. We'll have to exchange information, Darlene, because yeah, I've got some stuff I can send you. I have tons of lavender, like buckets of it. My mom left two really awesome I don't know, bushes, whatever, out here, and they just do so well. I just put a little horse poop on them because of the horses, and they just, yeah, they just go it goes crazy, and it still smells like lavender, it doesn't smell like horse poop, and Tiff asked how you fix that. Well, they have to unblock them, and usually that, includes they have to take a catheter and insert it into their penis. And that's usually the hardest part because they have to get that it's usually they're tiny little crystals. Like we are just not the crystals like I was just talking about, but they float around in the urine. And if you've ever have you ever seen cat urine like freeze on something and it'll get these little formations? That's kind of what it looks like under the microscope, but they're floating around it. That might not be a very good. I might not be explaining it very well, but they have to get in there. They have to insert a catheter. They have to get that blockage to hopefully go back out and or go back into the bladder and then they leave that catheter in there, usually for like a day or two, and to make sure they can get hit, they'll put the cat on fluids, so they dilute that urine, and they m usually the biggest reason is because the cats are stressed, and I try to tell Sassy this, it's not like they're stressed because of something their humans are doing. It's usually because, like, if another cat is peeing in the litter box that they wanna use, sometimes cats do get really, they are very territorial, whatever. They, like, that's a thing, right? Like, cats do get very territorial, so he probably want has a litter box that he wants to use, somebody else is using it, and he's not happy about it, and they'll hold their bladder, so when they do that, these crystals will form. Some cats just have a tendency to have more crystals in their urine. Um, Persians, ragdolls, I think it's a lot of the hairy cats. I can't remember them all right offhand, but yeah, so cats that have Persian in them and ragdoll dolls, they have more of a tendency to block up. Female cats can as well. It's not as common just because their urethra is a lot larger. So, and there we go. That's the veterinary corner for this episode. I hope I explained that adequately, but generally you have to get them on a special diet. Royal Canin has what they call SO, and it's struvite, which is the type of crystals that are in their urine. There's another type of crystal they don't typically, it's not as common. They have one for that too, but typically it's struvite crystals. But yeah, and oh, it's awful, right? Like, you want to do something for them and you don't know what. Sometimes, yeah, it can come down to surgery. Like, I took a cat, and because her owners didn't want to pay for the surgery because she actually had stones, and uh, the vet wasn't going to put her down because she was perfectly healthy, and they were just like, no, we don't want to pay for the surgery because it's going to be like $2,000 to $3,000. And the vet I worked with, she's like, I'm not putting this cat down just because you, and these people, this was when I lived in Dallas, these people lived in Highland Park. This is just off the $1 Million Mile, so these people, they, right, like, probably shouldn't have been a, but it was the cat, right? Like, she just lived out in the garage. So she wasn't, I guess they just weren't that attached to her. And it was so sad. Her name was NOLA. And so they signed her over to the vet that I worked with. And then she did the surgery, and then she went home with me. And then I had her for another 10 years. So yeah, she was a really good cat. And she never had any other bladder problems ever. Never. And we didn't switch her diet. So it must have been, maybe she was stressed out. Like, she wasn't meant to be an outdoor cat. She wasn't very bright, but she was a sweetheart. So yeah, and yeah, horse poop, it's the best fertilizer in the world. I just mix it up. Like, I just have a pile of it mixed with hay and stuff. So I'm like, right, like compost. All right. I need to get down here. Oh, yeah, I don't ever want kidney stones, like, ever. Yeah, and they drained his bladder, they checked for stones and bacteria, Bobo doesn't have any, so that's good. Yeah, it's good when they don't have the stones. Poor guy. Let's see. And no, Sassy, you know what? It happens fast. It will happen so fast, and when you have more than one cat, uh yeah, it's almost impossible to know what they're all doing, right? Like, you just don't know. All right, so let's end veterinary corner. I want to show you guys something. Not that I don't. I'm still sending out good choo choo for Bobo. Yeah, and I tell you, yeah, my one cat, she had to have she had to go to a veterinary surgeon, like a dentist. And when they tell you veterinary surgeon, that's just code for, like, really freaking expensive doctor. And, it ended up being about, God, I can't even remember. I think it was like $3,000-$4,000 just to get, like, these teeth. Like, she had to lose all the ones on one side and then all the ones on the bottom side, and all she was left were her actually, she had to lose one of her canine teeth too. And, so it was super expensive, and, yeah, I remember telling her, "You gotta live at least 10 more years." She was 8 at the time. She lived exactly 10 more years. She lived to be 18. And I was like, "You didn't have to take me seriously." Like, I was like, "You could have held on another year." I love that cat, though. She was yeah, she was a lot like me. She was a little witchy, a little sassy, and I loved her. She'd bite people. Everybody wanted to pet her because they were she was so cute, and then she'd bite them, and I'd tell her, like, "Don't pet her." "Oh, but she like" "No, she doesn't like it." Um, Tips like, "You can be Tomb and I can be Stones." Well, Stevie calls me Stoned now, which Stevie's still on my blacklist. Just kidding. Yeah, Dubs, you know about Highland Park, assholes? Yeah. It was weird because then their dog got cancer, and God, I probably shouldn't say any of this, but, I'm su they're probably long gone. I know our doctors don't even own that clinic anymore that's down there, so at least I don't think they do. I think they've even retired, so I don't feel like, I'm divulging anything, but yeah, when their dog got cancer, they paid for chemo treatment, and I'm like, "But the cat." Sassy only so kitty shots, yeah, not kitty with a T, he has crystals. Oh, not the good kind of crystals, right? Okay, making sure I didn't miss anybody in here, alright. Oh, Mittens has to be a polydactyl kitty, right? Like, I think that's just the way like, that's what they have to be. Alright, so, I wanted to share this because I was trying to figure out we talked about this Sunday night about the Genomelink, and I know a couple of you were interested in it, and I was trying to make a video, or at least I was trying to figure out how to make a video for you guys, and I can't do it without divulging my personal information, and I'm not gonna self-dox, or is it self-snitch? I don't whichever. I don't wanna do that. So, because it's all my account information, or I have multiple family DNA tests that I've, submitted, and I don't wanna dox their information either. So, I was trying to figure out how to show you guys how to do this because we talked about the website Genomelink DNA, and it's cool because it will give you, like, certain characteristics, like, it'll tell you, like, 75% of the people in your genome have this, or, like, sensitivity, like, lactose intolerant or allergic to, bees, or yeah, bee stings, something like that, and I know a lot of you guys were interested in that. So, what I did find when I went to the Genome Link website, they'll show you how to do it. So, I'm gonna pop it up here real quick because once I get into the ghost stories, I'm probably gonna forget about this because I was gonna show you guys this the other night too, and my brain farted, and that was the end of it. So, I forgot. So, I'm gonna pop it up here. I'm gonna share this. Hopefully, I'm going to share this because you know how I can get with this stuff. And I'm gonna share. Alright. Oh, oh, there it is. Alright, and I'm gonna take the comments off for a minute, but guess what? I'm probably gonna forget to put them back up here. So, I'll try to remember. But so this is the website. I will link it in the show description or episode, whatever this is, stream. I'll link that so that you guys can go check it out. But it's just Genomelink, and I think it's genomelink.io. I'm not sure what that, but I'll like I said, I'll link it for you guys so you can go check it out. The cool thing is you don't have to buy a test or anything from them if you've already bought a test from somewhere else. So, if you have one from Ancestry, or they even have, let's see, the 3 they have Ancestry, 23andMe, and MyHeritage. And you can go right down. Right here it says upload DNA data, and what you do, you just hit the start for free. Hopefully I did this right. Oh, nope, I think I still went too far. How did I do this? Oh, because I was supposed to hit this link. So you want to go under here, under the mom and the daughter. It says need to download your DNA file. You click on the Ancestry or 23andMe, whichever one you have. I'm going to use the Ancestry one because that happens to be the one that I use. Um, they they take the raw data, Darlene, and they run it through. They do their own thing with it, so it's completely different from what Ancestry does. I mean, Ancestry is getting better, and what I love about, like, when I've had mine done for like since they started doing it. Like, I was so excited to get my DNA done. Like, the minute it came out, I saved up my money and I ordered it. And I've got one for my grandma, my kid, my mom. Not that I needed to know that they were really my family. It helps you. What it does is, so the more people that submit their DNA, and I'm not telling, if you guys don't want to, don't, because I know some people think that they're going to get somehow their DNA is going to get mixed up and they're going to end up being arrested or something. So, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to talk you out of that. So don't worry. But if you are interested, if you've already done it, this is a really good option because I think it's pretty darn accurate from what I can tell. I put my DNA, my raw DNA from Ancestry in. I didn't put my mom's or my grandmother's. And I got back, like, I think I told you guys that I had a little bit of Middle Eastern DNA that showed up, which is really odd because most of mine is all European and Scottish, European, Scandinavian. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Maybe this is a mistake or something, but they go a little bit further back, I think, than Ancestry does, because it's a little bit different of a test that they're running. So, but the more people who submit their DNA, the more they can start to, how do I try to think of the best way to explain it, but I'm losing my, kind of losing my train of thought on it a little bit. But the more people who submit, the more precise the data becomes. So they'll be able to see, like, they'll have like so many of these people with this certain amount, this certain genome. Well, they'll find out, well, oh, all of these people seem to have the same genome, and they'll link them to a certain area. So, like, you're not just Scottish anymore, you're from northern Scotland, or you're from the west side of Scotland, or the east side, right? So it's getting better because, like, when I first, I don't even know how long it's been, like at least 10 years since I first did mine. And mine has changed so much. Like, every time they have an update, right? Like, it changes and it gets a little more precise with each one. Now, I had my biological grandfather, he passed away before DNA tests were available like this, like for Ancestry. But his brother, my great uncle, did get one done. And he actually has Jewish blood. None of us knew we had any Jewish ancestry, like, at all. Like, still don't really even know where it comes from. We know that part of the family did have German roots. Like, there's just one branch of the family that came from Germany. They were like not even really German German. They were right on the border of France and Luxembourg and not Luxembourg, is it Luxembourg? And Germany. So they kind of just lived all in that little area. So they weren't, we don't even know if they were ethnic, their ethnicity was German or if they considered themselves French. We're not sure. We think maybe that's where, um, maybe they were Jewish at one point, but they were Catholic before they immigrated to the US, and one of them became a priest and one of them became a nun. So they were most certainly Catholic once they hit the US. So we're still a little perplexed, like where that the Jewish comes from. But then when I got this test, after they sent me uh, my results, it shows that Middle Eastern. And I was like, well, holy crap, because the Jewish doesn't come through to me. So it would have probably been filtered down from, my grandpa. His DNA is going to be pretty darn similar to his brothers, same parents. So when it gets to my dad, there's probably going to be a little bit less. And then when it comes to me, it's probably not going to show up like on the ancestry test, right? But it shows up on this genome test because they're looking for something just a little bit different on these. So with that said, it's very interesting. So I do recommend it if you guys have already done the ancestry test. This is not me doing a sponsor, but hey, if they want me to sponsor, I will. um, I'm here. I'm not free though. So, but it's really cool. You can buy things. They'll give you a certain amount of characteristics, right, for free. So it's really interesting, some of them. And they'll ask you questions, which I think helps them also, like in their discovery process. Like I said, they'll say like 75% of the people in your genome report um, being lactose intolerant, and then you say yes, so am I, and that helps, right? That helps their algorithm. So it's really interesting. I think, yeah, I think I said that. I think I used that right. But um, so it doesn't. So Darlene, it doesn't give you like an approximate locate. It's getting better though. We're getting there. At some point, I can honestly say that I honestly believe that at some point they're probably gonna get really darn close. Because for the longest time, right? Like my English, like I had a lot more English, England, like northern England and northern France. I had a lot of that in my DNA, and suddenly it started to become a little bit more Scottish because I did have a lot of ancestry that's in the northern part of England. And I think they sort of filtered down from Scotland and they kind of settled in the borders and then slowly made their way down into like the northern sections of England. So once they started to, like, I've just noticed, right? Like suddenly there's a little less of this one. And like my great grandmother, her parents came directly from Germany, and everyone always said they were German. They're German, German, German. And come to find out, they're actually more Prussian and are more Scandinavian than even German. So you had a lot of people living in Germany at one point, right? Like you could have had people of Polish ethnicity, Russian. You could have had a lot of different people coming into Germany to farm, those sorts of things. And that's probably where my ancestors, how they got into Germany. Doesn't mean they were German, doesn't mean that's where their people originated, but that's just where they ended up. So, right, like then you get everybody saying, "Hey, your people are German." Well, they came from Germany, but they might not necessarily be German. and I don't know how many people have discovered their Scottish roots or their Irish roots, but um, sometimes I had this too. This is just an example. So I thought I had a lot of Irish in me because my grandmother always said, "Yeah, they came from Ireland, blah blah blah." And I could not find anything on them in Ireland. And finally, I found that because the name kept coming back as Scottish. And yes, they did live in Ireland, but they were Scottish Protestants, so they lived in Northern Ireland, and then they immigrated to the US. And they married all within their own I don't want to yeah, they married other Scottish Protestant immigrants in Northern Ireland, so they weren't um it sounds stupid to say, but they weren't mixing with the locals. So they were just marrying they knew who were Protestants. That's that whole, right, the Catholics and the Protestants in Northern Ireland. That was very, very messy. But so just because they came from a location doesn't necessarily mean that that's the ethnicity of them. You could have in France, you could have Germans living in France. You could have, yeah, you live anywhere. I've Germans living in England, and yeah, you can. It's just everywhere, right? Let me go up here. I think I'm trying not to. Tip says she has ancestry. If you have ancestry and you've done your DNA, so you can take that and load it right up in here. Which let me start doing that, and then I'll get back to your questions here. So they actually have a guide, which I thought was really awesome. So now I don't have to show you guys all of my personal information, but you just go to Ancestry and download. Oh, that's not what happened when I did it earlier. So, um, oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so what you'll do, and like I said, I'll link this. So just follow this step by step, and you shouldn't have a problem because this is exactly how I was going to show you when I did mine. Well, when I was trying to find a way to show you mine without telling you all my full government name and all of my family. And hello, Megan. Welcome. Happy New Year to you too. I'm going to pop down here. I'm going to just pop up some of your guys' comments because they're really good. And I don't want to. I think actually I can probably put the comments back up on. Yeah, I can put them back up on stage now there. So I don't want to miss any of your guys' comments because they're always so good. And I got to close this one. So this is what you're going to do. When you log into your Ancestry account, you're going to go over to your beautiful little smiling face or whatever you have as your profile photo. You're going to go over to the far right. You're going to click on that, and it's going to say your profile and account settings. You're going to hit your account settings, and then you're going to go to the DNA test. So you should have, if you have test, which this is why you're doing this, you should have a test. You just click on the test, and then it's going to ask you, it's going to take you to another screen, and it's going to say download DNA data. Do not hit the delete DNA data. Just hit the top one. But it'll ask you a couple times if you want to delete it, because I deleted somebody's that I ran for them once. So it asks you a lot of times. And then you've got to download the DNA data. You have to say, yes, I understand. And then you hit continue. And they will ask you to verify your account. And this is protecting you so nobody is downloading your genes without you knowing about it. And they'll send you a code, and then you'll come back, and if you're like me, enter your current password. I forget it all the time. I always have to reset it. So this is where you'll put in your verify password and verify your email address. and then you'll see your raw DNA. It'll take a little bit to download. It's not instantaneous. You can do it on your phone if you have enough space on there. I've done mine on my phone. I've done other people's for them on their phones. So you could do it on your phone if you've got enough space, or just do it on your laptop or computer, which is even better because then you can just save it there and you know where it is. And once it's done, I think mine took a minute. Seems like they sent me an email telling me it was done. Yeah, I think that's what this was because it says confirm. Oops, I went too far. Confirm data download. And then you hit the download DNA data, and then it's going to come and it shows you exactly what to look. It comes down as a zip file, so it's compressed. And once you have that, then you just go to got it ready, and then you set up an account with Genomelink. I'm not I can't tell you that these people sell your data or not sell your data if you're worried about things like that. I don't know what they do. I can't tell you. But if you want to know more things, they're cool. Like I love getting like I think it's like once a month they send me uh like a free traits update, and they'll give me like 10 new traits that I match with other people in my genome. And they'll tell you like what genome you're in and how common it is. So it's really, I think it's cool. And yeah, and it'll like I said, I think it's a little bit more pinpoint accurate to like especially like I said with the Middle Eastern. I don't know where else that would have the only things I can only think of that little bit of Jewish that's in my uncle. So, and like I said, he's biological full brother of my grandpa, as far as we all know. So, yeah, they look identical. So I know they're definitely brothers. But, um, and haircut says, like the Amish, nice. At least you know what diseases to expect. And see, I talked to people was it last summer or the summer before? We were at a bed and breakfast, and like the topic came up about 23andMe because I think I said something about doing genealogy and how much I like uh, doing the DNA for like how much I recommend it. Like if you're really into it, I recommend this. If you have, if you're not so sure about it, don't do it. That's where I am. I'm not going to make anybody, yeah, if you don't want to, don't do it. But the gentleman, like his wife was very much into genealogy. She wanted to know more. She hit a huge brick wall in her family research. She couldn't get any further than like I think it was just one branch of her family, and she couldn't get past like a certain great grandparent. And she wanted to know what their ethnicity was, like where they came from. And she's like, so if I do a DNA test, will it tell me?" And well, it's going to tell you what percentages you are, but it'll be even better. Like if your mother's still alive, get your mother's DNA, have her submit too, because that'll give you just a little bit more information. Like with Ancestry, I have my dad's mom, and then I have my mom. So I have both my paternal side and my maternal side both uh right, like they're both represented on Ancestry. So when my DNA matches come in, I know which side of my family that they lie on. I know like these are my mom's cousins, etc., and these are my dad's cousins, etc. So that is the cool part. So if you have living parents and living grandparents, these make excellent Christmas presents. And like I said, I like Ancestry just because I think they've got the best database for when it comes to the cousins and the family trees. There's other bigger, like GED match, like they're phenomenal. But when it comes to having family trees attached, that's Ancestry is very good at that because there's a lot of people with huge family trees. So if you're looking to find out more information about somebody, you're gonna get that better through Ancestry, I think, than you are with, like, GED Match. But that's just my personal opinion. If you like one over the other, you do it. You do you. I'm not here like I said, I'm not here I'm just telling you what I like. So, um and Morg says the Irish, insofar as ancient Celtic genes go, are mostly an ethnicity based on culture and linguistics at this point. So, what is ethnicity really? It's not as cut and dried as genetics. No, it's really not. And it's becoming a term almost like ethnicity, right? Like it's just kind of do I wanna say, like a blanket term for, like, people from Germany or people from France, like you're French? But, yeah, I completely when your genes tell you like, I like it when it says, like, you're Middle Eastern or yeah, I like it or you're um, Northern Scotland. I love that they're able to tell those things now, and it's just there's so oh my gosh, you guys, we're never gonna get to ghost stories if I keep going on about but I it's just fascinating. There's so many layers to this. Just like I was talking about the streets of Edinburgh, there's so many layers to Edinburgh. But that's the same for all of this research that's going on. Like even the Celts, they actually originated from Europe, if I'm correct, and they came into Ireland and Scotland, they branched out. But then there were already people there. So, yeah, it's so interesting, it's so cool. I should probably do an episode at some point here once I get more confident in myself to be able to explain these things because I don't wanna mess it up. Because I really do know what I'm talking about, even if, sometimes I don't sound like it. Um, and Megan says, "Am I the only person that hasn't done one of these?" Are you, Meg? Maybe we've already done one on you. I mean, you are, did you submit your, prints to OB? Because she's probably already done one on you. To get into the cult, right? You have to give your prints over to her. And genetic small button strikes again. That's fine. I read it as genetics, so that's um and it will show medical condition. No, I you would have to probably pay for that. I think it's the 23andMe that does your genetic conditions, like what you're prone to. The gentleman that like I was telling you about the wife and the husband that I ran into before I got sidetracked. She really wants to do it and he's like, "No." He's like, "What I'm afraid of is the future is they're going to save my DNA or they're going to sell it to insurance companies." And now I've probably put this now I'm gonna put this thought into all your heads, but it's been in my head too now since my trip. At some point, our insurance company is going to get a hold of this data on you, and then your children and your grandchildren may not be able to get insurance because you have been tested and it shows that you have genetic potential to have uh, diabetes, heart conditions, or whatever health problems. And that's what he's afraid of. And as I said, like I thought about it and I'm like, well, that's a pretty dang good thought. And then I said, you know what? How many times have you been to the hospital? They've taken your blood and run tests on things, right? They've taken tissue samples and they've done biopsies, things of that nature, right? If they want your DNA, they're gonna get it one way or the other, and it's might not even be through Ancestry. Even though Ancestry right now they don't sell their data to anybody. You like I said, you have to agree to even take your raw DNA off of their site, and it lets you know what you're doing. So if you take it to another site like 23andMe, there's been an issue going. I don't know if they resolved it. I don't have anything on 23andMe. I never really got into their website. I think my brother used it. Uh yeah, I don't think I yeah, no, I never used 23andMe. So I haven't really been following too close what was going on with them, but I know they went bankrupt. And a lot of people were worried, like, well, what happens to my DNA? And yeah, I don't know. I've not ever I do not know of a company, a DNA company that's gone out of business, and I hope that never happens to Ancestry, because that will be the day. Hopefully, it's long after I'm dead, because I will lose my ever loving mind if that happens. Um, and Haircut says, I haven't done it myself. I assume I have untold nieces and nephews out there, so they're so best to leave that undone. Some people, right? Like once you, like I always tell people that I have helped track down relatives, uh, if they're adopted or they know that their, say their father had other children, or even their mother. Maybe their mother had a child that they gave up for adoption prior to them, or maybe even after them, that they never disclosed, and they're looking for they're looking for somebody, some biological person in their family. Know what you're doing before you go looking, because once you open that door, you're not going to be able to close it. Once you find that person, like once you do your DNA test and it comes back that it's out there, right? Like now you know, say, well, here's my DNA and it doesn't match my siblings. I just found out my brother is my half brother, and what the hell, right? Be prepared for it not to come out the way you expect it to. So if you go looking, be be ready for it. Don't be like, "Oh, my mom would never do that," or right, like, or my parents would have told me if I was adopted. Maybe not. And sometimes there's things that your parents didn't even know about. Like maybe one of your parents didn't even know they were adopted. Or maybe grandmother had a little something going on the side or whatever. I know I had a great uncle that was in the military, and apparently there are a lot of uh, cousins that I have out in Germany and Japan and loads of places that he was stationed. So that's what my grandmother always said. And I don't know if it's true, but I'm waiting for them to pop up on my ancestry DNA at some point and connect with us, because yeah, it's just one of those stories that we always heard that he was, he was a ladies man, right? And Morg says this is my Stonesiewicz. I was asking if I wondered if I can convert now. Like, is that all I need? Is just like a drop of Jewish blood? Because I'm for, like, can I have that big party like the bat mitzvah? That would be so cool. I'm probably a little past that now though. And Rubicon says my mom really enjoys genealogy. I'll let her know. Yeah, it's yeah, I've been doing this since I was in 6th grade is when I started with the bug, and it's only gotten worse. And I did this before computers really, like, so when I was in school, it was just looking into books and going to the courthouse. Like, I just loved records and maps. I could spend hours just looking, like, where did my family come from and things of that nature. And I found out things that my grandmother told me were not true. Well, some of them. My mom's mom was very good at telling stories. I'm very good at telling stories, but I try to keep them as real as possible. My grandmother, not so much. Uh, she kind of didn't tell us exactly who was who. Well, just like I said, with the, she said her dad was Irish. That would be my great grandpa because he had red hair, and no, he was Scottish. Like his last name is a Scots last name, so that was him. And but she liked that he was Irish, so just let her think what she's gonna think. And Dub says, "I did this for my dog. They said was a Pomeranian. He's a giant Chihuahua." I've had I've seen people do their dog's DNA, and it's always something. It's always crazy. Like you'll get these big dogs, and they've got like little dogs in them, like poodle and chihuahua. Well, poodle that they come from a big dog. So, but yeah, like chihuahuas, and it's so crazy to think of that. How many different kind of dogs are in your dog, and let's see, Megan and Megan says, I've had a DNA test done. They didn't do this fancy stuff though. Was it just to prove that you're a lawyer? I like that. I don't know if they do DNA test for that. Is it like like I had to do like for my son, we had to do paternity test, even though I knew he came out of me. I mean, they cut him out. I had a C-section, so I knew where he came from. I saw him. Um, I felt it. That like I knew stuff was going on down there. Let's just feel it. But yeah, we had to do the little, they do the little cheek swab and they do the paternity test, and that's sort of that's kind of sort of along those lines. But um, so and Darlene says I can't do my father's father dead and adopted, but yours, Darlene, I could help you with that. I found Michelle's. I should get a hold of Michelle and see if she wants to come on now. Now that I've got the channel up and going, because I helped her find her father's father. So, sort of like your situation, her dad was adopted as well, and she wanted to find out about that side of her family. And we found him. I worked her DNA and we figured out who it was. She connected with her biological grandfather's side of the family. Like I was 99.9% sure it was the family that I found. And I said there were, I think it came down to three brothers in the family. One of them would have been just a bit too young to be the father. So it kind of came down to just two then. And one had gone off to war and not come back. That turned out to be her grandpa. And her cousin, who her biological cousin from this new side of the family that she's discovered, sent her a photo of him in his uniform, World War II. And then she put the photo next to her dad. And I'm like, well, now that seals it. Cause now I'm 100% positive. Like, there's no, that like you would think, there's no way, there was no doubting it. Like, I'll have to get a hold of her and see if maybe she'll come on, or maybe she'll just let me use her photos again. I don't know if we might have saved them. They might be an OB server, Discord server, but it was, I think that's the most exciting one because we did talk about that. Um, and we did show the photos. So I know she's open for that, to talk about that one, because we were going to go on OBs and talk about it. Then we just never got around to it. But, and Rubicon says she only knows her maternal side. Well, with the DNA ancestry, it'll show you all of that on the other side. If you have living, so my biological grandfather passed away. Oh, shoot. I can't remember. Early 2000s, I think. I didn't know him. So I knew of him. I just didn't know him. And he passed away before I ever got a chance to connect with them. But I did get to know my uncle, his brother, and his sister. And with my uncle getting the test done, it was to me that was just as good as having my own biological grandpa do it. And it won't be exactly the same because even two full siblings won't be you're not going to be exactly. You're not going to you'll get a little bit of when you pour the DNA from mom and dad into a cup, sometimes you'll get a little slosh over a little bit more of mom's DNA or slosh over a little bit more of dad's DNA. So it's not going to be perfect 50-50 every time. Sometimes you'll get a little bit more. And one brother might have a little bit more of mom's DNA and the other brother might have a little bit more of dad's DNA. So it varies. So like when you look like it'll there's a range that you'll have. And that's another show. That's another episode. And I haven't even talked about ghosts yet tonight. So we'll keep going. Um, Megan says, I only have a couple branches on my family tree. They are weak branches too. Well, you've got a lot of roots. You just don't know the branches on your tree yet, Megan. You have them. They're just you haven't discovered them yet. You have them. We all do. We've all come from a lot of places. And it's crazy. Yeah. I just see, Megan, you get me all excited when people tell me that like they don't know and I'm like, "Ooh, let's do this." Yeah, hey guys, be happy you're not a vine or just a stick, right? Like your family tree just goes straight up. That's not good either. But then you're probably not, "Oh, hello, Jen. Sneaky, sneaky. She came in through the back door. I didn't even hear it open." Welcome. We're talking some DNA. I'm going to do some ghosty stuff here too, but gosh, we got into the DNA talk and now we're kind of going, yeah, off the rails, but I am going to I'm going to get there, I promise. But let me get through these questions. So, if you guys do have any questions on the Genomelink, if you start this process and you have a question, right there at the bottom here, right? You can send me an email. I'm on X, I'm on Discord. You guys know how to get a hold of me. Pop in and leave a message on the community tab or whatever in YouTube. I'll get it. I respond to all of your I see them. Might not be that day, but usually by the next day, I will get to your comments. So, like, just put it under this. Yeah, put it under this video. Just make a comment under here and just say, "Hey, Toombs, reach out to me." Or it'd be better if we could communicate like through an email or something and figure out how to do that. But I'm willing to help you guys. I won't even charge you. um, and yeah, if you guys have something cool that you don't mind sharing, that we can discreetly like camouflage your government names and your family's names and bring up here, like if you want help on something, if I bring it up here on an episode, I'll do it for free for you. So, and I'm typically between 55 to 75 bucks an hour if I don't have to go anywhere. If I have to drive someplace, then it's a little bit more expensive. But like if I actually have to go to a records office, something along those lines. Megan, you don't have a vine either. Like I can see you. You don't have like, or do you have like six toes on one foot, or you got something going on there you're hiding that we don't know? You have roots. You have branches. You just have to find them. Darlene says, "Welcome to the world of the onion." And Angie says, "A lot of Viking blood in the British Isles." Yeah, a lot, especially in Scotland. Scotland has more redheads than Ireland, but the Irish have the stereotype, right? Like if you're redheaded, you're Irish, but it's more Scottish. And we're all onions. We have many layers, right? Like Shrek. um, and Morg says, yes, Celts are descended from Hallstatt culture in Central Europe, if I am remembering right. I think you're right. Yeah. I just need things to refresh my memory. It's been a lot. I have a book around here somewhere. It's called The Ancient Celts. Like, I got into it really deep a long time ago, but it's been a long time since I've opened those books. Like, I think there's another one that I have, and I've watched all those videos, like, on YouTube. They have them. They're pretty interesting, but I start to forget things after a while. But I probably should go back and read some of those. And, butthole prints, yes. That they leave your DNA is left on those. So if you submitted those to OB, she now has your DNA. So why not submit it to Ancestry too? Holstadt. Is it Holst? See, I've only got a little bit of German blood, and yeah, I'm not very good at German. I tried to take German and I failed because that's like a really freaking hard language to learn. Um, Megan is like, we know all my poor felon relatives. I'm jealous of big families. Maybe I'll do this and reach out to my distant family. Yeah, that's the one good thing, Megan. Maybe you'll find some good relatives that you can claim to be your own. I I don't know if I want to yeah, I'll say this. 'Cause I don't think you guys will track me down through it, but I'm related to, Richard Gere. He is like a first cousin 7 times removed or something. Like, I mean, we're not, like, close, but he's a cousin. You could go track down one of those cousins and make him your favorite cousin, Megan. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Richard's house, or I don't know, does he go by Rich or Dick? I don't know what he goes by, but yeah, his through I'm related to him through his mother because she's a Tiffany, and, so is my family. So, it's pretty cool. Yeah. I've got a couple other famous people too, but I think he's kind of um oh, no, Anthony Perkins is the coolest because he was in Psycho. He's the coolest relative I have because I love Norman Bates. Woo. Um, Haircut says, "Megan, adopting a Hugin is a lot safer than finding out long lost family." Yeah, you have to be prepared, guys. I'll tell you that. Be prepared. You can find some really cool stuff. You might not. You might just find some really horrifying stuff. Um, what I always find funny is, like, when, like, some of the straight-laced people that I've done their genealogy for, right, like, I'm talking, like, straight-laced, like, snooty people that think they're descended from, like, generational wealth, and they ride the high horses, right? And you find, like, one of their great-grandfathers, like, completely lied about his whole life, like, lied about his everything. Those are fun because it's not like it was anything bad, but then they find out, well, say he said he was a Rockefeller, but he turned out, no, he wasn't. But back in those days, like, God, if we were still living back then, you could say you were anybody you wanted to be. Like, how cool would that have been? Like, you could just go to a new town and be like, I'm Bertha Sunbeam, and that's your new identity, and then you move on to another town, and you're Ruthie, Jemima. I don't know. I'm just making up names, but I think it would've been so cool because how did they catch criminals back then when if they didn't have photos of them or drawings? Like, have you seen some of the drawings? They're not that great. And Haircut says, "Genes change over time, though not a medical sentence." But we do still have certain genetic traits that are passed straight down to us, like the tendencies. So I don't know how insurance companies would use it, but like I said, they're gonna have your stuff anyway. I mean, at some point, it's probably gonna become policy, like when you go to the hospital, they have to collect your DNA. And it sounds really cool, but it sounds very intrusive too. But at some point, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that. I just maybe I'm being a little too conspiracy, but here I'm gonna remove this one off of here now. Um, but like I said, I will link the genome link up again. I think I'm getting to the point where I have to blow my nose. And Tiff says, "Yeah, of course they're using against you, but I have no kids, so they can suck it." Yep. You don't have to worry about it. I've already done mine and my kids, so what put all of our shit out there on blast, but well, whatever. Yeah, but like I said, I think it's still gonna be a ways off. Like what I told that gentleman, I was just like, "Yeah, you'll be long dead, dude, before this starts happening." Like we're there leaps and bounds, but that's I don't know. I'd like to talk to some experts and see what they say. Like if they tell me I'm wrong, then I'm gonna be like, oh shit. Um, it's already hard enough to get insurance. Can you imagine? Like Jesus, Mary and Joseph. It would just be yeah. Megan says I have a couple hoogs. Actually, you're probably right. Hey, you can pick your dogs. You can't pick your family. Or is that pick your nose? No, pick your dogs. That's why I have pets and horses. Yeah, right there with you, Tiff. 23 seems like it accidentally helped law enforcement kids. GED match is the one I think that law enforcement can use. I have to double check that. I can't remember. 23andMe, I think they had theirs locked down similar to Ancestry. Like you can't use it for like looking up a serial killer or anything of that nature. But gosh, like there's so many of these Jane Does and John Does out there. Like if that's all we're doing it for, like just to find out who these people are and give them their names back, I don't see why we can't use it. It I don't I have a big issue with that. Like, okay, so we're not going to go find a serial killer with your DNA off of Ancestry, but if we can give one John Doe like his name back, let his family know what happened to him, let his let them know not to worry about, well, probably not going to stop worrying about him, but let them know what happened to him, where to find him, that sort of thing. I think I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm fine with that with my DNA. I submitted mine to GED match too, and I told them, yeah, if you somebody in my family's homicidal maniac, please go for it, arrest them. I'm hoping it's one of the ones I know about, one of the crazy ones that I'm pretty sure is probably yeah. I'll leave that for another time. But Dubs, what? My brother was stolen as a baby. I tried to tell not to do. Oh my Dubs. Okay, we that you can't bring that in here and then not unpack that. That is, I want like that is the one of the things in my head a lot like about the old days. How how many family trees, right? Like you track the paperwork back, but do we know actually like did that kid come from them? Did somebody else in the family have that kid? Did they go steal that baby? Did it get left with them? Anything of that nature? Like I always wonder that. And then they wouldn't talk about that stuff back then. Like if shoot, they didn't even really talk about divorce back then because it was horrible, right? Like you just didn't talk about it. So if people were swapping out babies or like say like your teenage daughter had a child and then you just claimed it as yours. Didn't that happen to Ted Bundy? Wasn't that the situation with him? He was raised his grandmother as his mother and his who he thought was his sister was actually his mother. I think that's Ted Bundy. the company has been sold to another company, and that voids all the prior contract. Oh, great. Everybody keeps asking me about it, and I'm like, "I don't know. I didn't I thought 23andMe was a little too expensive for what they were offering, but they did offer I think 23andMe was the one that offered the health testing. Like, they'll tell you what potentially genetic diseases that you might be prone to. And like I said, it doesn't mean you're gonna get it. It just means uh it's somewhere in your makeup, right? That you have this gene. It might not be activated. You might not ever get it. So that's the thing with insurance companies. Like, right? Why would I don't know. They'd still find a way to use it against you, I'm sure. Um, and Haircut says, K Dubs, my second husband was a soul baby from a war torn land. His parents thought they adopted him legally. It was more common than people know. You guys have will you guys come on and talk about these? Because this is interesting stuff. This is good. I like these stories. I've heard of this where people, right, like they've pardon me, where they've adopted babies thinking that it was all legit and all above board, and it wasn't. Oh, God, there's so many stories. You know what? That's what I should ask you guys. Do you want a ghost story on Sunday, or do you want to hear about a crazy doctor that like was giving out babies down in the South on Sunday? Because that's a really good story. Or we could just do ghost stories, and I'll wait on that one. It is a I might actually that might take me longer than a couple days to get all of it, but these people actually thought they were legally adopting these babies, but they weren't. The mothers were being told the babies died, and they left thinking that their babies were dead. And then he collected an adoption fee, so essentially sold, and he profited. The biological mothers just left thinking, in grief and misery, thinking that their children were dead. And these kids went off to start new lives with people he chose for them because he didn't choose the only reason he chose them just because they had the money to pay him for the adoption fees. So, um, that one is that's a crazy story too. I want to know about your guys' stories. Maybe just write me and we'll leave out all the pertinent details. Did I say that pertinent? Pertinent? Yeah. Um, we could do that. I could tell the story because that would be awesome. I'm sure everybody would love to hear that because that's stuff, right? Like those are documentaries right there. I've watched anybody ever watch Finding Your Family? I think it's Finding Your Family where um, I think it's with the adoptions where the adoptees are looking for their biological parents. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, but that's what I always think of those. Like, I love that show. I don't think it's on anymore though. I am really getting stuffed up. Clip says my whole family did a DNA test except me. I, however, had amino, so I figured my DNA is already out there. Anyhow, it's out there now. Your mom's, if you siblings have done it, yeah. All you need now is one of your kids to do it. If you have kids, they don't even need yours anymore. Yeah. Megan says, "Are you calling my grandma a hoe?" Well, if the shoe fits. Kidding, Megan. Oh, you don't know. There's so many situations that, um, and this is what always upsets me, right? Like, it's always the woman. It's always her fault, right? Like, and how, yeah, that probably not a topic for this stream, but you, you never know what caused situations to happen. You don't know how right? Not saying that that's what happened with your grandma, Megan, but no, I'm not calling your granny a hoe. I would not do that. Grannies are special. Um, Haircut and Dubs, you guys should talk, and then you should come talk to me because I want to know these stories. That is so cool. And Sassy's like, oh my god, yeah. Isn't it? Yeah, right? This is an amazing show topic. Please let me do. We don't even have to mention, like, they'll know who you are by your, like, because you guys have already put that out there. People have seen it. But I could do it as just like we could change names and everything. Like, I think I could, yeah. It's freaking crazy, you guys. Oh my goodness. And Tip says, I love maps. Used to work for the largest map distributor in North America. I've been fascinated with them. Uh, my kid was too, which is so weird. I would buy him like the Rand McNally maps for birthdays and Christmas because he just wanted maps, and he'd be happy as a little clam with his little map books. And Darlene says, furthest I've gotten was Ben Franklin is a cousin on my father's side. Don't know much on my mother's. Is it? I hear that a lot from people. Like they'll have one side of the family that's like all the way back to like colonial, and then the other side they're like, don't know too much. Like my grandmother, they immigrated from Germany, and it pretty much stops with them. Like uh Germany's a hard for genealogy, it's really hard to get records. I don't know if you guys know about these things called world wars, but a lot of shit got destroyed. So there may or may not be records left for your family anymore, and there's not for my family. I'm still sitting and waiting. Like I don't want to say how long it's been, but it's been a long time, and still have not found any definitive proof of where they came from. But yeah, I know they're of Prussian origin and not German. But Clip says we did Mushi's DNA, and he has so many immediate family members, and they look so similar. I hope that it's a dog, right? And yes, they said you are the lawyer, Maury. Oh my god, I love Maury. That's so cool. And I always love when like on Maury, they'd always be like, "Am I muted, Darlene?" Okay. I look and I'm like, no, I can see my little green light. Let's see. And hello, Melissa, Miss 200th sub. Did I say that right? Yeah. Yeah, I said that right. You might have to turn up the volume. Maybe am I not speaking loud? I am getting a little nasally because I'm getting stuffed up again. I might be. Maybe there's something in my room here that I'm allergic to. Haircut says my daughter used to research how trauma changes the genes of your offspring. I want to know more about that too. I was just that was how we got on the topic. That topic the other night was the Genomelink. They sent me. I can't, I'll find it again, but it was how I react to like what my childhood trauma has carried over into my adulthood, and that's in my genes. And I was like, how the hell do they know that? But it's mind blowing. Generational roots is trauma. Finding out that, yeah, there's some stuff. Yeah, like I said, be prepared if you're looking for family members when before you start that path. Be ready, it might not end the way you want it to. Unfortunately, I've seen good and bad stories, and then I've seen some that are just like, okay. I found one person's adopted family, and all he really wanted to know was where they came from. And I'm like, dude, you did the ancestry test. It says that you're Northern European, you're mostly German. We didn't even have to you didn't have to pay me to track down your mom and your dad and your siblings, right? Because he had no interest in meeting them or anything. And I was just like, I'm I was kind of floored. I'm like, you do know what you hired me to do, but yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Um, Please do, Ghosty. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Because I will keep talking. I'm just gonna pop your guys' comments up here so that I don't lose them. And then when I go back and do my edits, then I can see what you guys said, because otherwise we'll be just talking about DNA all night long. And I really just kind of popped in here. Hi, Fuzzy Lou. Hello, Happy New Year. The British get to have New Year long before we do. It's not fair. And hello, Jen, again. I'm glad you guys are all here tonight. Oh, makes me happy. And I'm sorry that I got off track. I hope that I feel like I uh trapped y'all with ghost with ghost. But hopefully this was interesting too, because I find it fascinating. I hope that you guys at least do. The plan for the future is to eventually go back to um, having like a ghost story night, and then maybe doing just like genealogy, genetics, sort of just like a night for that, and then just doing one for any other stuff that like maybe just the cemetery, but the cemetery stuff can be interwoven and all of that. So, but I just don't have enough yet to make that possible. So I'm just kind of pulling what I can out for you guys right now until I can really get something going. What? Oh, well, hello, Aunt Kathleen. Oh my gosh, Auntie's here. The other Auntie. Yay, you're my 201. Welcome. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so yep. Bundy's sister was his mom. I don't know if that's why he was. And Sassy says, I might be able to help. Sassy, you help me every day. You make me smile. And I'm so glad Bobo's coming home tomorrow. And I love that his name's Bobo. uh, yeah, darling, we should do we got a lot of story. Like I said, if you guys got something you want me to look into, we'll find a way to um hide the hide your identities and hide the people in it. We'll change names to protect the living, just like in Law and Order. We'll do that. Oh my gosh, yes. I love finding your roots. But it's for famous people. Let's do this for ordinary people. Like maybe I'll have a fight like once a month we'll do finding your roots night with Tombstones, and then one of you guys can come up here and that'll be like, I don't know, maybe that'll be just a episode. Cuz it does take some work to do it. I can't promise you that, like I can't sit up here in one episode and then pull out like, hey, look at all your family members. I can't do that. I got to have some time and I've got to do some research. I am not a magician. Though, I could do some magic tricks. Should I? Yeah, I can make a quarter come off from behind my ear. I'm very talented. That's the only trick I have, though. Paper maps are still useful. I have a really cool book, Tiff. I'll have to pull it out for an episode at some point, but it's historical maps of the U.S. and I love it. I bought it for my kid, and then he kind of outgrew the map thing. Like he still likes maps, but it's all the states, United States, all each individual state, like from beginning to now, all the different maps from each era, like from beginning to now. And it's so cool because, like, if you're doing genealogy research, right, like counties have changed over time. The names have changed, some have, the lines have shifted. So, like, if your grandpa was born in, like, say, Fairfax County, but now it's actually Kings County. I think that's a county in Virginia. I'm trying to think. But yeah. Kathleen says I filed a lawsuit to have all my side of family DNA removed from my nephew. He doesn't deserve it. Ooh, I want to know more. If you're willing to talk about it, like you guys keep bringing up stuff, and I'm like, come on, let's talk about it. I feel like Ricky Lake. Let's do this, guys. Come on. You guys have such good ideas. You got to give me something. Give me a bone. um, but yeah, long lost family. Is that what it is? Haircut. I think that's the show I'm thinking of. I think though the long lost family because it was like sometimes it was adoptees, other times it was like siblings that would get separated. Like they would go into foster care because something would happen to mom or dad, and yeah, they would get placed in different homes, things of that nature. And then they're looking for that lost biological sister or brother. And Darlene, I'm interested in all of it. So, all right, I'm gonna go down, pop. Um, Megan says this, and I know she's just laughing, joking. I hope, but my Genomelink did say that I have um, a higher likelihood of becoming an alcoholic according to my genes, which is 65% Scottish. And then I've got that German, and then I got that little bit of Irish. So angry white people that drink. I don't think they needed a genome link. I don't think they needed my DNA to prove that or to even come to that conclusion. So Kathleen says my nephew is okay, I'm not gonna say but I've already put it up there. He just disrespects his grandfather. Oh, he thinks he's famous. Oh no, not one of those. I like to pretend I'm famous, but it's just a joke we have around my house. So don't let it doesn't go anywhere else. All right. That's enough. I'm not going to talk. So I have, all right, let me pull up. All right, I'm going to tell this story first. So now we're moving into the ghosties. All right. Yeah, Tiff, it's right over here on my bookshelf and I will show it to you guys. It's really cool. But we're going to go into ghosties now because a couple of you guys have already asked, and I don't want to be, I don't want to do that clickbait stuff here. I got to move my knee. Uh-oh. Hopefully did I mess everything up? Nope. Okay, we're still good. All right. So I was going to put these on the screen, but I can't read the tiny Reddit. So you're just going to have to look at me. I'm sorry. It's not that exciting. But this story is kind of cool. I have a few of them here. Let me adjust now that I'm not slouching in my chair. I love hospital encounters because I feel like if some place is going to be haunted, it's going to be hospitals. Lots of people die there, lots of trauma, lots of grief, a lot of horrible injuries, terrible things happen, right? The evil fuzzy baby, she's sleeping. It's being so cute. Stop it with the squirrels, Megan. But if there's any place, right? Like I don't know how you guys feel. I've been creeped out at more hospitals than I've probably ever been creeped out like at actual haunted locations, like places you go purposely because they're said to be haunted, like a haunted hotel, like the Stanley Hotel, or what was I talking about the other night? In California, I went to Preston Castle, which is notorious for being haunted as well, and any number of locations that I can name. But hospitals, like if you had to ask me what's the likelihood of a hospital being haunted, I'm going to say, yeah, it's like way up there just because of everything that could happen. So when I see doctors or nurses posting their paranormal experiences that they've had while on shift, and I trust, like Darlene, I trust paramedics, I trust doctors, I trust nurses because they hold our lives in their hands at times, right? I've I wanna believe that they're not gonna lie to us either. I know some people are afraid of doctors and nurses and things like that, but that all that aside, right, we do really put our lives in their hands. So when it comes to them, I've played a couple videos on here before, and they've been to me, they're the most I believe, like when nurses are running from a shadow figure, I'm believing it. I'm believing they're seeing exactly what I think we're seeing too. So with that, I picked a hospital one. So pardon if I'm reading this word for word. So if the grammar's not proper, it's not me. Okay. So this is from the subreddit Paranormal Encounters. Pardon me. And it's called I Heard Death. And it goes, I heard death today and it scared me shitless. I work at a nursing home on the graveyard shift from basically 10 to 6 a.m. Today, while I was working and doing my rounds, I heard this sound, but it's windy, so we tried to write it off as nothing. However, in the next room, we could hear it clearly as a low growling. This sound was unmistakable. I used my keys to unlock the room next door. It's vacant and you could hear it faintly. I stand in there quietly with my coworkers trying to reason what the noise is. There is no tree rubbing against the window, and it's not the wind howling. We head downstairs so we can see the courtyard clearly, and there's nothing in sight. It's just the wind. But then we hear banging. Someone questions if it was the pipes. We stand there for what feels like 30 seconds, hearing stomping upstairs above us. All four of us are downstairs. There should be no one walking around. It's 1 a.m. Everyone is sleeping. We rush upstairs to investigate because what if it is a resident that was confused and wandering around? However, the hallways are empty. We check the rooms of where the stomping was heard, but the resident in each of these rooms are soundly asleep, snoring. We stand around in a circle before agreeing to split up and walk the halls to see if we can find anybody. We meet back in the center and there was no one there. We are talking we are talking amongst ourselves and it hits one of us. What if that was death? It hits us and we rush to the room of the most critical resident. We turn on the light and approach her bed, and there she is, unmoving. It takes a moment for us to tell, but we see that she's not breathing. What we heard truly was the sound of death. Her room is nowhere near where the sounds were heard, but I'm on break right now typing this all out, still shaking. And that's it. So, what do you guys think of that one? Anybody ever work in a nursing home? A nursing home's frightened me. I never want to be in one. Darlene, I see that you did. Darlene says I worked in a nursing home and dealt with it a lot too. I've heard of it a lot in nursing homes with uh the death rattle. Yeah, I was going to say that. But they're saying the sound that they heard wasn't coming from her room. So like that rattle is like that my my mom passed away here in our house. Like we were with her. She was here on hospice. And that sound, like you don't forget it. I think that's what you're talking about, Darlene, right? The death rattle, like that. Yeah, it's yeah. If you hear it, you know it. Excuse me just for a second. I don't like to think of that. But yeah, so they're saying they were hearing growling and it wasn't coming from her room. So like I immediately kind of thought, well, maybe yeah, maybe that was like the death rattle. Maybe she was right, like that's what they heard. Um but if it didn't come from her room, maybe death was coming to maybe the Grim Reaper was coming to collect her. Uh I find that like I hear these stories. These are the most fascinating stories for me, I think, are the ones that are going on at hospitals, nursing homes. It, I've heard of some of the most skeptical, educated women that I've talked to that are nurses that work in nursing homes. And when a patient passes away, they go and open a window, but they're skeptical, right? Like they don't believe in ghosts, they don't believe in any of this stuff, but they go open a window because right when somebody passes, you open a window to let their soul out so they don't get trapped. But they're skeptics. So I always find that and yeah, I've sat and talked ghost stories with some of my friends that were nurses and they'll tell me these and they're just like, "Oh no, ghosts aren't real." And it's just like, "But you're just sitting here telling me that all these stories, right?" Um and Darlene says, "Yeah, I wouldn't." And wait, where was it? Here. I wouldn't couldn't lie. Yeah. Pardon me, guys. I think I am. I think it's just my allergies. Maybe I'm not sick. Yeah, once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Yeah, sometimes I'm gonna start thinking about something else. When you're close to death, your ears flat and close to your head, noticeable. Really? I didn't know that. That's fascinating. When you're close, yeah, that's how I read it. I don't want to think that the Grim Reaper growls. Uh, well, maybe they interpret it. Maybe that's their interpretation. Maybe it's something else. Maybe that's just what the sound of his cloak flapping makes. I don't know. But like I've heard yeah, it's just fascinating. Like I want to go through Reddit and just find all the nursing home stories, but then I think we'd get really sad. Because I do find some of the stupid ones for you that we can all sit here and laugh about because like this kind of brings up some emotions. I didn't think it would for me, but here I am now a little sad about it. So yeah, it's just oh sassy, I'm sorry. Yeah, pets. I've had my own pets and as a vet tech I've had to be with a lot of people and their pets and but the only one I was with was my mom and I don't want to have to do that again. It I can't tell you. I don't know, good or bad. I don't know. I still don't know how to make sense of it and it's going to be 3 years in February. So Um, Jen says my mom was a nurse for 30ish years before she was killed and swore by the rule of threes, where death comes in threes. Definitely believe in that. I do too. It's happened with animals on our farm. Like I think I told you guys I had a horse, one of my mom's horses. I need to probably get off this topic real quick after this, but we'll go to a different one. But like my mom's horse passed away, and then her old cat passed away, and I was just like, okay, who's the next one? And then one of my old cat passed away, so I was just like, it's threes. It always is, right? Bad luck, threes. But, three's like one of my lucky numbers too, so I don't even how's that? Of course, I am dead inside, so that makes a little bit watched my mom die in hospice, played her Dubs. Here, I'm gonna tell you guys I'm gonna tell you guys a happy story of my mom that'll make me smile, and then we'll go to another ghost story, because this is a ghost story too. Um, my mom was always telling me, so her older brother passed away, 10 years. It's been a while. It's been a while. Like at least 10 years before her. And they had a pact because they believed in the paranormal. They believed in aliens and conspiracy theories. Like they love that stuff, right? Uh, I believe in some of it. I definitely believe in ghost and paranormal. But my mom said that they made a pact that whoever was the first one to pass away would try to get a hold of the other one. And I told her the same thing. I said, Mom, like before she really started to get bad, I said, you're going to let me know you're okay. And she said she would. So this is a good story. These are happy tears. So, well, she was the last minutes, the hospice nurse said to put on her favorite. What's your favorite song? And I said, well, anything by the Bee Gees. I think I've told you guys this before. But I'll tell it again because it's good. My mom loved the Bee Gees. Like any song was her favorite song by the Bee Gees. I even like one of her songs that we used at her funeral was one that Barry Gibbs wrote for his brother Robin Gibbs. And my mom's favorite Bee Gee was Robin, apparently. So, and this was the song that they played at his funeral, and I thought it was very fitting to pick it for her funeral. And like none of my family got it, but I picked the songs, so that was my choice. And I said, whatever, losers, I'm picking the songs. And so she loved the Bee Gees. When she passed, there was a song playing, and it was I don't know what the name of it is, but it's the lights all went out in Massachusetts. I don't know if that's the name of it or what, but that was the last song playing. Like that's while like I remember all of it. And about 4 or 5 months had gone by, and I'm like, God, I feel like my mom's around, like, because I'm still in her house, and it's now our house, and my son and I live here. So we kept having our Amazon Alexa, so when we had the Amazon Alexa playing, it was actually my stepdad's Alexa that was playing from his music, was playing the Bee Gees, not mine. And he moved away, and now we're here, and had my Alexas, the little boxes all hooked up, and 3 a.m. Staying Alive comes on. And I thought it was a little funny because I'm like, Mom? And those of you who have had paranormal experiences, like when you know it's present, like spirit, ghost, whatever you want to call it, it's different. Like there's a different energy. And I've heard other people call it this, and you guys can tell me what you would call it. Like, my grandpa passed away, and I wasn't there, and I woke up and it felt staticky, like in the room, like a storm was coming. And that's how I felt when I woke up at 3 a.m. to Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. And I'm like, Mom's here. And I was like, oh my God, she's here. Right. Like, and I was so happy. But then she kept doing it. And the Massachusetts song, because I was like, okay, Mom, what was like, if maybe this is a freak thing, right? Because I kind of like the Bee Gees too. Like it reminds me of my mom. So I'll there's a couple of the songs like I like that I'll play. And one night I was like, okay, I can't listen to Staying Alive anymore. Like she would play Saturday Night Fever, that beginning with John Travolta, like walking, right? She would just play that just for that part and then not watch the rest of the movie just for that part with John Travolta walking to the Bee Gees Staying Alive. And I said, "Okay, mom, I'm tired of staying alive. What else you got?" And she the next night we woke up to Massachusetts. And then I cried because I definitely knew it was her. And like I said, every time this would happen, I felt that same like staticky sensation. Like I knew somebody was here. I knew my mom was here. So, and I don't know if you guys have, if you feel like you've been visited. I, I only feel this way when I've been visited by family members. I'm going to say that because when I go to places, it feels different. So I don't know if that's a connection for me to my family members. Like I said, it happened with my grandpa, and uh, I've had it while looking for family members' graves at the cemetery where they're supposed to be buried at. Like I'll start getting that feeling, like that staticky feeling, like it's pulling me towards where their grave is, where their headstone is, and then they'll be there. So, but it's a different feeling I get when it's like a not a related ghost. So I'm wondering if you guys have ever felt that as well. Like, is there a difference? Like, if your relatives have ever come to visit you after they've passed, and yeah, and if it's different from like I've not told the my mom's story too much. Like I think I've told you guys once about the Bee Gees. I think that was it. I don't think I really got too far into the story, but yeah, yeah, and the Bee Gees, like I've learned to love them now. But the Massachusetts song, I can't listen to. That's the one that I don't play cuz it just reminds me of that moment, but um yeah, but how did I know that? Um, then the beach, yeah. There were God, I don't know how they could yeah. So it is called Massachusetts, so yeah, I love it. Um, so yeah, Staying Alive is the common one. See, I thought it could just be but she loved that song. And so, yeah, I really thought like, "Okay, well, let's see. If you're really my mom, play the last song that you remember." And that would have been the last song she remembered. So, yeah. Whew. Okay, that cheered me up a little bit. Now I'm not gonna cry. Let me see what you guys are saying here real quick. Um, yeah, whether you're a brother, whether see, I can't even I wanna sing it. You're staying alive, staying no, nobody wants me to sing. Okay, then we're gonna lose all of the subscribers. Everybody's gonna run. Um, it's like, yeah, it's a for me, it's a different like, I've felt differently with my mom and my grandpa visiting. Like, it was or maybe it's more maybe the better word, it's more intense. Maybe because we are connected, or maybe it's just well, it was a little while after my mom passed. My grandpa, when he visited, it was I didn't know until like a few hours later exactly what like I woke up at I was living in Colorado. It was like 4 in the morning and I woke up and I'm like I felt weird. Like flu something. I'm like, "Oh crap, I'm getting sick." And then I'm like looking around the room and I'm like it was weird and it was hazy and I'm like, "Oh crap." I thought I left the window open. I'm like, "We must have a storm coming in." And I was like getting ready to get out of bed and then I just felt like it just was weird and I was like something's not right. And I knew my grandpa was in the hospital. I knew they said he probably wasn't going to last too long, and we were talking about trying to get back here to Michigan, and, uh, my dad called me a little while later, and he passed away at 6:01. I woke up at 4:01, and I talked to my sister who is in Missouri. She was woke up at 5:01. So we all got a visit from grandpa before he went over, and that was immediately like he came to all of us, like, well, at least us two. I don't want to make my other sisters feel jealous or anything. Because I've got a lot more ghost stories, but yeah, like I said, I've got to pace them out because at some point I'm going to run out of them. But I'm not probably gonna tell my mom one very, very often because that one's still at least not right now. Like, maybe I don't know. Does it ever get better? I don't know if it ever gets better, but okay. I have another one. I have a couple of them here for you guys. Well, let's see let me look through the Reddit. Let me make sure nobody had any really good because sometimes you'll get another nurse or a doctor that jumps in and says something. So let me see what on the Reddit says. Um, Somebody says, death or the Grim Reaper, as some call it, is not stealing the life. It is there as a guide between this world and the next. That's very nice. I like that. It's nicer to think of it that way. Um, yeah. And then somebody else says, "Yeah, I was in medicine for 26 years, and death can absolutely be a kindness." All right, before we get sad, let's go to a different one. I'm gonna go back. I have a video one here. Oh, here's a creepy one. Here, we'll do this one. We'll get you guys scared late at night. This one says, "My grandpa wanted to see his dead brother again, but something else came." And this one is from True Scary Stories. The subreddit is True Scary Stories. So this one is disturbing. So trigger warning. And it's not that bad, really. Okay. This is a story my mom told me a few years ago. Still freaks me out. Back when my grandfather was a young adult, he had an older brother who loved riding motorcycles. One rainy night, his brother was out on his bike going really fast. My mom said over 100 miles per hour, and he crashed into a car and died. My grandpa was absolutely devastated. The grief hit him hard. For the next few nights, he stayed awake and desperately prayed to see his brother again, just one more time. Then one night, he was in his room and saw a figure standing at the window. He looked closer and realized it was his brother. Same everything. But then he noticed his eyes. They were crimson red. And suddenly there was a heavy, malicious feeling in the room, like pure evil. Then the figure walked away out of view from the window and disappeared. From that night on, my grandfather stopped praying to see his brother again. So that's a scary one. I don't know if that was his brother that came or something else, or maybe he manifested something. We've talked about that, right? Like you can I I'm in the I'm in the group that thinks like poltergeist are maybe more of our making than they are actual spirits. Though I do think we can, because I think we can haunt ourselves too if we really. I got to get my knee back up here. It's kind of sore. All right. Let's see here. What do you guys think of that one? Let me go up here. Oh, Jen says, "Thank you for sharing that, Tombs. It means a lot to hear you share it." Right now, similar experience with Keep on Loving You, REO Speedwagon from my mom the day after November 1st. That's I just Jen, I just got goosebumps for I think your mom said hi. I just got goosebumps all over. I don't think it was my mom. She didn't I don't think she liked REO Speedwagon. Like I said, she was a Bee Gees fan. That's weird. Like, I just got goosebumps as soon as I read that. That's crazy. And I'm sorry for your loss. I'm there with it just doesn't yeah, it's there's nothing that makes up for losing mom, I tell you. At least yeah, when you're close to your mom. And Dubs, yeah, the hospice nurses, ours was so uh, they were so good. They were amazing. The only thing I felt kind of out of the loop a little bit, whether it's my own fault or miscommunication, but like my stepdad wasn't very forthcoming with what was going on. And I didn't really know like how bad it was getting. We knew it wasn't great, but we didn't know exactly how bad. So that's the only thing I really regret. Like maybe I should have asked more questions, but like it wouldn't have changed anything. And yeah, Angie, right? Be careful what you wish for, because like thinking like he's wishing to see his brother again. Did he manifest something dark, like some sort of negative? Like that was not his. I bet that was not his brother that he saw. That like he manifested something or drew something in by. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that one. Only that he probably kind of brought that on himself. Maybe wanting it a little too much. But I could see that though, right? Like you lose a family member. Uh I know I kept hoping and hoping that things would change, right? Uh and I would have made sure and yeah, I just see right here oh see now I'm getting goosebumps again, Jen. I keep reading yours just like I got and I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's a weird sensation to get goosebumps when you like read stuff and it's just like it doesn't happen very often to me, so when I do it's telling. um and Darlene says I didn't know I was pregnant when I found out my grandfather found out about found out my grandmother said she would take care of my daughter till it was time. Oh, all right, we need to cheer ourselves up now, guys. um Angie says yeah, he opened a door. I would have made sure I closed that damn door behind whatever that red-eyed thing was. That would have been a good opportunity if you believed in ghosts to sage the absolute hell out of your house. I would have been sleeping with the window open, making sure that thing exited and didn't come back. But it doesn't sound like he ever did come back. But phew, um, but odds I don't think that would have probably wasn't his brother. Um, Jen says, "My spoken rule is no window or mirror ghost." I don't like windows at night. I close I got really into feng shui, like, about gosh, I don't know, before my kid was born. So, god, he's old now. No, he's still in high school. But, and it's kind of odd, some of the practices in feng shui that sort of have a little bit of, like a paranormal vibe maybe is but I don't know if that's exactly what I'm trying to say, but like at night you close your windows or you close your curtains and in the morning you open your curtains to let the good energy in and then you close them at night to keep the good energy in because there's bad energy outside. And I've always liked keeping my wind like at night, like when the sun starts to set, which, in the frozen tundra up here that I live, that happens pretty early at night. So about 5 o'clock, right? Like I'm closing curtains and keeping all that good juju energy from the sun inside. But most importantly, I don't want to have to turn and look at my window and like see somebody's face, right? Like I would lose my ever loving mind. Like I would no. Um yeah, and then like just like I don't know how many of those like horror movies you've watched, right? Like the girl's washing her face, right? Oh, she's in the mirror, like washing her face, and she lifts her head up, and then suddenly, like, there's this monster or the ring girl, right, from the movie. What's her name? Samara, like standing behind her, getting ready to kill her. Those are and I hate that in my own bathroom. So mirrors and windows, I get it. They're creepy. Um, even if I don't know if I saw anything like with red eyeballs, like looking. Oh hell no. Like I said, I know better now. I'd be getting the sage would be coming out, the window would get open. I'd be getting that mofo out of my house. And Sassy says I like the feng shui too. I frequently spell it wrong, and I have lots of books on it, Sassy. So, but I blame dyslexia. You can too if you want to. Um, and you're welcome, Jen. Oh, I feel for you, hon. I'm still there. So I don't know how I'm still there with mine. Oh, yeah. Lose your mind and your shit. I yeah, especially when I've lived places surrounded by woods a lot. And I think that is my one of my bigger fears is woods. Because you never know like what's out there. Like people could be hiding out there, right? Like not so much like ghosts and spirits, but actual human people that don't have good intentions. And the times I've lived places that have had, like woods surrounding, like yeah, those curtains. My sister does the same thing. So um, I think we both, I think we both have a lot of the what do you want to call it, sensitivity to things. I think we pick up on that stuff. She's really into paranormal and she wants to go ghost hunting with me at some point. And when she comes to my house, she's like closing all the windows. And I'm like, girl, it's 3 in the afternoon. She's like, yeah, but I don't want to forget to close them up because like you've got all these woods around your house. I'm like, yeah, but we're like 3 stories up. Nothing's gonna peek in the window from up here, so we're okay. But it's still kind of funny that like it's just how alike his siblings can be sometimes, and we're just half sisters. So like, yeah, it must be something. The crazy must come from my dad's side of the family. Yeah, like Bloody Mary, right? Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Oh wait, is it 3 times? I won't say it again. I don't like that game. I don't like any of those games. But I do want to play light. What is it? Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Because we watched that on OBs last night. If they could make Shaq fly, let's try that. You know what? Maybe when I'm in New Orleans, I'll get some people. Like we could do it on Bourbon Street. Wouldn't that be cool? Like right in front of the live cam. I bet I could trick some people into helping me out, dude. Well, maybe not trick them. I could probably just ask them. You guys want to be on a YouTube channel? Yeah, The Hills Have I don't like yeah, those movies. I like some horror. I don't like all of it. I like the stuff that's made up to be like Chucky. That's fine cuz even though I don't like dolls, but like those movies, like those kind of creepy movies are fine. But it's the ones Children of the Corn, like that stuff freaks me the hell out cuz I don't like woods. I don't like cornfields and I live around cornfields, but yeah. Um, no wiretapping. Not tapping anybody's wires, Sassy. The biggest variety of owl I noted today is freaking huge. Plus, it has red. Oh, the, he could have. Maybe he had an owl outside. That tracks. That tracks a little. I mean, if you're a skeptic, that could be an argument, right? Like yeah, I would accept that. Like I am. I don't have to ever make people. People don't have to like I'm fine if you don't believe in ghosts. Just don't tell me I'm crazy for believing in ghosts. Like if you don't believe in them, I'm fine with you. We don't I'm not going to sit here and like convince you, but don't sit there and call me crazy cuz I do. Like I'm going to have respect for you, so you please have respect for me. Um have you seen Babadook? Oh, is that the is that crazy lady that eats children? Is that Babadook? I don't like those. I like some Hansel and Gretel stuff. I don't like that stuff either. Grimm's fairy tales. God, they were rough. Um, and Dub says there's lots of owls in the neighborhood. We used to have them, but we have hawks out here now all over the place, and I don't think the owls and them get along or something because I just don't see them anymore. All right, and now I got a video here. Oh, oh, it's no longer available. All right, I'm gonna remove that from my saved. It was a cool video too. Here's one. What does it look like when you see a ghost? So it's not a ghost story. They're just asking a question, and it has people put their ghost stories in here. And so this is in the subreddit Ghost. And when I see a ghost, it's very quick. They're there and then they're not. And that's how I know it's a ghost. I've never seen a ghost that lingered for longer than a second, and I'm wondering if anyone has the same experience. I got to give them an upvote. That's a good question. And one of someone called Hopeful Pizza says, yes, a few seconds, but then their presence was still there. And then, oh my gosh, somebody wrote a really long one here. Do you guys want to listen to this really long one? Yeah, I do too. I'm going to read it for you. This is blah blah black sheep. She says, or he. Our old house had this one haunted room. It was the biggest bedroom, but no one used it because it was creepy. Me and my sister and our cousin, who visited sometimes, always passed by its entrance on our way to the bedroom. It has a big hole where the doorknob should be because there is no doorknob. The door either locks or becomes jammed if the wait. Oh, okay. Some bad grammar here. So essentially they removed the doorknob off of it because it kept getting locked and jammed. Um so because of that they keep it open. So they took off the the doorknob. That's one way of fixing the problem. And the lights also never last in that room. They always end up breaking after less than a month or two, so we kind of gave up on it. We just end up putting clotheslines there to hang clothes and for storing stuff, and don't bother replacing the light bulb. This house is in the Philippines. We have no dryers, just washing machines, which we rarely use. We often see them, and she has in quotes, ghost, on the corner of our vision. When you look straight, you can't see them, but if you look away and kind of observe from the corner of your eye, there is always a little boy sitting on the middle or the corners of the room. Sometimes there's a woman too, but she rarely appears. They look like regular people you see on the corner. They look like regular people you see out the corner of your eye. Nothing too creepy, except you know that they shouldn't be there, and they're strangely bright compared to the dark room they're in. You can make out their shapes very clearly. They kind of seem gray. They look almost colorless, but maybe that's because you can't make out the colors because it's from the corner of your eye. Well, that was a good one. That should have just been a whole story. I like that. What have you guys, those of you that have had a paranormal encounter, that have seen a ghost or thought you saw a ghost? Even if you talked yourself out of thinking you saw a ghost, what about that? Because I bet a lot of people have been like, nah, no, that's not, no, it couldn't have been what I just, nah, that's not it. That was a freak of light or a big owl looking in my window with red eyes, right? I like that one. Um, oh my gosh. The Blair Witch Project, I think that's what ruined woods for a lot of people. I never really liked the woods because my grandma, I'm pretty sure the woods behind her house, there's something not right. There is a lot of these big mounds with big rocks on them. And when I say big rocks, I mean like boulders. So not like little rocks, but giant ones. And I always wondered, like, even as a kid, I thought they were Indian burial mounds or something, but they said they weren't. uh, but I always felt really like I would not go play out in the woods by myself. I would only go when my cousins and like the neighbor kids would be over there or something. That's the only time I would go out there and play because I just felt something was off out there. Um, Haircut says, I saw slime like a dark cloud slither along a wall for many seconds, then down into a doorway. Holy shit. Smelled like sulfur, brimstone, and treacle. Holy shit, Haircut. That is scary. So like I've heard of like the shadows that slither along wall. I've never seen one. Thank God, because that's not what I want to see. That's pretty intense. I've heard of them, like the ones that slither like along the walls and like seem to kind of like they're looking for a way out. Uh, but yeah, that is crazy. Oh, I'm gonna star that because that's a good one. I want that for later. Oh my god, that leaves a smell behind too. See, I don't know if I've ever smelled a ghost. I'll have to think about that one. I don't know if I'll have to think about that one. I'll think about it off stream. Um, Haircut says, lasted a while, went into the next room and left its scent on an object that had been his. Oh, wait. Is this the shadow that the slithering shadow? Is that the same one, or is this a um separate entity? Yeah, what's treacle smell like? Angie's asking, but I want to know too. I'm glad Angie asked. I I think treacle and it sounds British or something like a pudding or something. But I think that's treat. Is that something? I don't know. Somebody inform me. And Dub says she feels safer in the woods. I Most woods I'm fine in, but if I get a creepy feeling, I'm out. I'm out. I'm checking out. I'm not gonna be playing out there. Well, I don't play in the woods anyway anymore. I don't have time to play. Um, I want to know what the treacle smells like. Haircuts. And Jen says, never seen a ghost, but a few experiences. Like to believe that we have an agreement that because I would never like to. Oh, so you have an agreement with them. Like, I know you're here. Just don't be like jump scaring me. Like, just you stay in your lane. I'll stay in mine. That sort of thing. Uh, my mom sort of had like I said, I grew up in a haunted house. I grew up in 2 haunted houses. Yeah, 2, because there was one that I had some experiences in as well, and that one was nuts. Um, but my mom would tell them, she's like, "You can hang out here, just be nice and be respectful, and don't be, like, sneaking up on us or throwing stuff." Like, she had rules for them, and really the after she started putting down, like, the guidelines for the ghost, it really it did calm down. Like, when I was a kid, it seemed like there was something going on, like, weird stuff all the time. Like, I mean, I have more memories of weird shit happening in our old house than I probably have of, like, playing with the neighbors or, my friends coming over to stay, like, those kind of memories. I have more of, like, hearing weird stuff, seeing weird stuff, seeing people I knew that were dead, or seeing people that I later found out were not actually alive, and then found out later that they were somebody who died there at the house. So, but like I said, my mom, she did put down some, I think you can lay ground rules for them. If they're family ghost, they should be. Oh, so it's the same one. Okay. That's oh gosh. I started both of those. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about those sometime. You have good story haircut. You need to come up here. Okay. We're gonna have a ghost night where I'm gonna drop a link and you guys are all just gonna come up and tell your stories. But right now I'm afraid I'm gonna drop a link and nobody's gonna want to come up. So I'm gonna wait till we'll get a few more people in chats. They said sulfur smell it's called. So okay, so it smells like it's so obnoxious smell. It's gotta be nasty. I used to have to what's the stuff that um the sulfa stuff that you have to put on cats for ringworm and dogs. Oh god, that stuff stinks and it's like it's got like that sulfur smell to it. It's nasty. I do not wanna smell that. Do not wanna smell it. Yeah, so I recommend putting down some guidelines for if you got some try that first. Try it first. Like I said, things got a lot quieter and like well, it also helped too, like, when I got older, I started to research, like, I've told you guys about Sigmund, who was the little boy that passed away here on the farm. I started doing looking into the records and, like, the people who owned the house previously, things like that. So, I did all that research, and then, like I said, it helps. You can go and you can, like, one of the gals that passed away, like, I think she passed away in, like, 1901, 1905. They had a or no, 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 no. No, yeah. It was, like, right there, right about 1901. She's actually buried down at the cemetery that where my mom's buried, so it's just down the road, and she passed away in our old house. Well, I never even knew those people like, I knew where their headstones and stuff were because we'd go down there, and my mom and I always that's where I got my love of cemeteries from is, we'd go down and we'd plant irises and things like that on what looked like old neglected, graves and such. Like, people haven't visited some of them for many, many years. They probably don't even have family left in the area anymore. Things like that. Like we always felt kind of bad for them. So we'd plant some irises. So at least, flowers would come up for them at least once a year. So they'd get flowers on their grave at least once. And yeah, I know we're big old softies, but for being dead inside, pretty nice sometimes. And I never knew, like, we were planting irises on this gal's grave, her name was Phoebe, and she was only, I think she was 17 or 18, and she had she had consumption, which is tuberculosis, and she passed away in the house. We would have never known that they even lived in the house, but we found where they actually had rented the house from the family. And once I found that, and then I found her death certificate, and yeah, sure enough, she'd passed away at our house. Well, we always heard somebody coughing, and I would hear a young woman's voice in the house, and she finding out like her name and knowing, pardon me, who I could maybe attribute some of the, like the coughing, maybe it was her. And I just remember one night going, everything's okay, Phoebe. If you're here, I know you're here. I'm sorry for what you went through. It must have been awful. And I don't think we ever had any other, I don't remember my mom ever saying like she heard anything ever again, like the coughing. And like it would wake some of us up at night. And so like my stepdad didn't believe in the spirits. My brothers didn't either, even though they've had their own personal experiences, they're just not gonna believe in it. They just think my mom and I are crazy, right? So, but we never heard those like coughing sounds from then on. Seemed like more like she was really maybe she found some peace just knowing that, hey, holy crap, this girl knows who I am. Like just being recognized. So yeah, that's just another one of my ghost stories, but I've got more. I don't know. Maybe I don't have enough to fill a whole hour with, but I've got scraps of them especially from that house. You set your boundaries. Darley says sulfur is evil. If I smell, yeah, I wouldn't like, I would, I'm on the, I've said this, I'm on the fence with the evil stuff. Like the demons. I think people are a little too quick to call things demons and poltergeists, but it doesn't mean that they're not real. It just means I think people jump to that conclusion a little too quickly because it is sensational, but doesn't mean that they're not out there. I mean, I believe in heaven and hell, so I guess I have to believe in the devil on some level, right? And yeah, sulfur would be evil. My mom always threatened to haunt me. I haven't seen her. My dad visits often. Well, did you have a better relationship with your dad than your mom? It sounds maybe. um, yeah, I like knowing that. It's one reason I wanted to stay here in my mom's house, just because I don't want to share her with people that didn't know her. I don't want her being confused by like who are these people in my house. Um, all right, now I got a video. Okay, I got to pull this up. Hang on. How do I get these to? I've seen this video a couple times, and this is an. Hey, what did it just do? Oh, hang on. I pulled up full screen and then y'all disappeared. Okay, there you guys are. All right, I'm going to show you this video real quick. I don't think it's going to mute me. But so this is another hospital video. I've seen this one a lot. Like I don't know how many paranormal shows I've seen it pop up, like when they do like compilation videos of like haunted hospitals and haunted places, video footage, whatever they do, right? Like this one's popped up, and I've seen the interview with the gentleman that is the security guard in this footage, and I believe him. He's a cool dude. I like him, and I want you guys to I might have to play it a couple times. You do hopefully it'll show up well enough for you guys to see it. If it doesn't, I will I'll figure out a way to do it. I will maybe I'll download it and put it I wonder if I can put it in the community tab. I could put it on Discord, but I know not everybody's on Discord. So I'll figure out a way if you guys can't see it, but I think you can. It's pretty obvious. So, okay. Haircut says the cloud guy was a relative who was destined for the dark Ooh, said that he was going to hell. He could have if he was a nasty individual, that tracks. Like I believe people if they weren't very nice in this life and they choose not to cross over and they stay here around us, yeah, I can see that. Okay. I'm going to pop here. I'm going to take the comments off just for a second. And I'm going to pop. I'm afraid I'm not going to do this right. And I'm going to sit here talking and then it's not going to play. Nope. Hang on. Here it goes. All right. I'm going to make it. I think I can make this big. It's going to take me off. Okay.
I'm telling CHA, did y'all see that? Okay.
One more time.
Look at I saw that shit. I saw that shit. See, I saw that shit. And I'm like, and then it disappeared over there by the desk. And I'm like, okay. So I looked at the camera. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna calm down. So I wanted to tell the camera, y'all see that shit? Y'all saw that shit, right? I'm telling CHA, did y'all see that? Okay.
All right. Did you guys All right, I'm not mute. Oh, I remembered to unmute myself. Did you guys see that well enough? Here, I got to take this stupid banner off here too. There we go. That might be better. I can put you guys see. Do you guys see that at all? Should I play it one more time? If you guys want me to, I'll play it one more time. This is a good one. The gentleman talking, I forgot to play the sound when it was first going, so I apologize for that. The gentleman sitting at the desk is the security guard. He's working at a hospital, and that's his voice that you hear. And he's sitting there. You see, to me, it looks just like a gray shadow, like a blob. Best way I can explain it, like a floating gray cloud, right? And I don't know what he saw. I don't think he actually explained what he saw. Maybe he saw a little bit more, but he actually could see it moving past, and it goes past him and out the door. So I think it's like maybe it's a residual like a residual haunting, like some maybe this happens every night, but um all right, do you guys want me to play it one more time? I will play it one more time. How about that? Hang on. Can I make it? No, hang on. I broke it. There we go.
Look how I get. I saw that shit. I saw that shit. See, I saw that shit, and I'm like, and then it disappeared over there about the desk, and I'm like, okay, okay. So I looked at the camera. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna calm down. So I wanted to tell the camera, y'all see that shit? Y'all saw that shit, right? I'm telling CHA, did y'all see that? Okay.
All right, you guys saw it? It's like yeah, okay, TNZ wanted to come over and say hi, guys. But now she says her patience is oh, this paw in my mouth thing is getting old. See? See what I mean about demons? Hey, they just want you to say hi. Can you say hi? No? No? What? Meow, meow. Okay, now she's gone. She is a handful, you guys. I have this video, I've seen this one a few times. Feral cat. He is I tell you, guys, she's feisty. But okay, so Dub says she saw it and yeah, she is so yeah, it looks like just like a I don't know, like a cloud, I guess, like a gray cloud. And it just floats past and just his reaction alone, like he gets up and he's like like, "Oh no." I'm going to let you walk on by. This dude was cool. Like I remember watching like the interview with him. Can't even remember what show it was on. Like haunted hospitals or something like that. And I think he had sunglasses on like he looked cool. Like he was dapper. He was looking good. And uh yeah, I believe him. Like you can see that there was something there and like he's just kind of sitting there and like I don't know how do you fake a gray cloud? Like I that's a security camera for one thing. So that's not like his phone recording it. Um that's a security camera. So he couldn't yeah, Darlene. I think it is a residual one cuz I want to look no, I don't think it was this. There's another one that I've seen very similar to this and I think the doors the doors actually open. And the person at the front desk says it happens all the time and usually about the same time every night. So that one would definitely sounds like a residual haunt, but this is I wonder if somebody maybe had just passed away too. Maybe someone was on their way out. You want me to show it again, Angie? Okay. Darlene, I've got to look at those yet, but I'm going to. Like I've got to get time. This I need a day where it's not snowing and I don't have to shovel and I don't have to plow and a thousand things, but I do remember seeing some of the photos that you sent me with some of yeah. So we'll have to Did you was your granddaughter did she talk to was she talking to something that wasn't there? Was that one that you sent me or was that I'm trying to think. Somebody sent me one where maybe it, let me know if that was you. I don't want to call out anybody if they didn't want me to say that one. And here, Angie, let me show it one more time. I'm gonna make myself tiny and boop. Wish it was always that easy to make myself tiny. All right, here we go. All right. I'm going to go back one more time because the whole last part is just his reaction to it. It's right about here. Maybe I can slow it. Hang on. Right there. All right. Can you see that? Right there where there's like a red slash going across that black carpet in front of those doors. And you can see like a light patch almost directly in the middle of it. That is what they're showing. And it goes from the left side of the screen and it actually disappears out through that door. Okay. So watch that little spot right there on the rug or carpet, whatever it is. And no, actually, wait a second. It doesn't go out the door, it goes off to the side. Hang on. Okay, so there it is right there. And it moves. Stop it. Yeah, it kind of goes off stage right. I thought it went out the door, but it didn't. It goes off to the right-hand side. Yeah, it comes past him at the front desk. And then you can kind of see it as it comes across like the white of the tile there. But you can really see it once it hits that black carpet. And it goes off to the side. Like I love this one. Like I could watch this one over and over cuz it makes like there's no other to me there's no other like right there. Does that help you guys? Can you see that? It looks almost like it's walking. Like can you um I will as soon as the stream goes through its little process that it's got to do, I will get the timestamps on it tomorrow, like tomorrow morning. I will get the timestamps in there. That way, if you guys want to go back and look at it even closer, I mean, you can see it's right there on top of that red line across that black carpet there, that rug. So you can see, and that's what we're watching. But it looks like, so when you guys get it on your phone or on your laptop, you can pause it as you like. I'll put the link in the description too, and then you can go just look at it on Reddit as well. So, because it's right there. I've seen this on, I don't know how many different TV shows, but this guy's reaction is like, it's crazy. Like he saw like this. It looks like a cloud to us, but look at him just sitting there in that chair, like the food. Yep, right, Rubicon. His reaction, like that. That's not. I left his sound off, but yeah, I like him. I like him. He's kind of like, yeah, you stay over on your side, and I'll stay over here. But I'll look and I just almost ate my microphone. I'll look and see if I can find that show. I bet it's probably on YouTube here someplace, right? So, and I will find it and maybe we can see the whole show because they actually interview him and I'm pretty sure like he's got these like sunglasses on and like he's looking, like I said, he's looking dapper. So, and this is one of my more favorite just because of his reaction too. Like I believe it. I believe him. And that is a weird rug, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Kinda, I don't understand. Yeah. I don't know, it looks like when you turn the TV off, like the old TVs, and it'd give you that line across it, that's what it reminds me of. Alright, you guys want one more ghost story, and then I'll call it because 'cause I'm at 3 hours now. I didn't think I'd go this long. Or wait, here, I think I got one more ghost video, so hang on. Hang on. Oh, little Tansy Pants is back here in my lap. I think I got one more video, and we'll end on that. Um, uh-oh, what happened? Oh, maybe I'm not gonna show you guys another one. Um, where did it go? Well, it disappeared on me. Yeah. I don't know where all my stuff just went, guys. TNZ, what did you do? She's like, "It's don't blame me for all of your problems, girl." Yeah, now I can't find them. Where did they go? Alright, one more. Whoa. It was a cat and a croc. And now it's not here anymore. Um, yeah, I can't find it now. I wonder if it got oh, you know what? Wonder if that's the one that got taken off Reddit. Alright. You guys want one more ghost story? Since I can't find the video, but I do have another, um I think I have another ghost story, unless those have all disappeared too. Um, I'm gonna go back. What does it look like to see a ghost? Because there were some other hello, Tansy. Let's see. So back to what does it look like to see a ghost? Uh, Night Thunder says, one walked past me. I was sitting in my office and all I saw was from the torso up, and he was very faint. He just walked by me and looked straight ahead. So he didn't seem to recognize him. And then another one says, seems like this, it's a lot of out of the corner of your eye. Um, Commercial Region says, corner of your eye too, and it can happen multiple times. Now I want to see a ghost again. And someone called Entertainment Gold says, I've not seen a ghost and I never want to, but I am intrigued hearing other people's accounts of seeing one. Some people says it looks solid, just like a living person, and can last 6 to 10 seconds. To me, that sounds like a long time for a ghost to materialize. I've also heard other people say it was like a transparent person's shape or even smoke like, and it vanished into thin air when it gained awareness of being seen. Either way, it only lasts seconds. I guess it depended on the spirit's energy and the person seeing it. Probably there aren't any strict rules. And the lady answers her, or somebody answers, alone atmosphere says, I've seen a solid lady in white walk into a closet while I was playing Metal Gear Solid 2 when I was a teenager. Blew my mind. There seems to be no rules. Agrees. All right. All right. Is that good, guys? I think we covered a lot. I know we took up most of the night with DNA and typical Tombs side rants, right? And then itty bitty baby over here being her typical self. But Oh, it looks like she wants to. Oh, guys, she's being sweet. Oh, she's cleaning herself. Should I take this off of here? You want to show everybody how cute you are? Look, I wish I could get her to sit up here during streams. I think I'd get more subscribers because she's so cute. Um, it's just my baby Pharaoh. And she's like, it looks like someone dragged a body across like a blood, like that rug. Yeah, it looks like, right? Like a bloody body. Not that I know what that looks like. I mean, I've watched horror movies, right? Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. All right, guys. Um, I asked a question, didn't I? Do we want more ghosts? Do you want me to do some more ghost stories? I do have more that I saved from Reddit if you want more ghost stories. Also, if anybody wants to send me some of their personal experience, that's the other thing. If I were to say Sunday night, open it up, like drop the StreamYard link into the chat, would you guys be interested in that? Like, I don't want to drop it and then not have anybody come up here because, that's like going alone to the prom and, standing there holding up the wall. I don't want to do that. I had a prom date. I don't want to go backwards. So Sunday night, I'll do more ghosties. I'll see what AJ's up to. I know AJ likes the ghosties too. So maybe she's got a person. Maybe we'll each. Maybe I'll ask her to bring a personal experience, and I'll bring one. I'll see if anybody else. See who else I can pick on to come up here. But I am looking for other creators to also come up and share experiences. Whether it's well, right now it's just ghost stuff because that's about everybody who I talk to at the moment. But I hope to get into like some of the people that do like the grave and the headstones and that sort of thing. And what Tan? Oh, Tans wants. I think she wants to go to bed. She's keep looking at me. Ghost stuff. uh, like I've reached out to people, but I haven't got a whole lot of people responding back yet. But maybe now that we've hit 200, hey, we've got some clout now, guys. Maybe I can secure us somebody. But we've still got AJ, and she's pretty darn cool. So let's see if I could get maybe AJ to come up on Sunday. I'll drop, if you guys promise me that some of you will come up and share a ghost story with us, like a personal one. And this will give you, so it's Thursday now, it'll be Sunday night. So that should give you plenty of time to get your stuff, right? All figured out like what you want to say. What story you want to tell if you have multiple ones. Like I do. Like I have too many and I can't pick just one sometimes. I want to tell you guys all of them. But don't dox yourself if you come up here. If you want to be anonymous, I can see like your little here. Like when you guys come up, you see where it says Tombstones in your Google next door. I can just make that name anonymous. And we'll just give you a blank little, like I do here. Like I can turn my camera off and it goes to like just that image. I can have one, I can put whatever image I want. I can put a little ghosty there for you guys if you want to. So let me know. You guys comment after the stream. Make a little comment in the video if you guys want to, if that's interesting to you. Otherwise, it's just going to be AJ and I up here flapping our gums, and we'll probably even get into some like side tangents. Like I can't promise you we won't, but if you guys want to talk ghosties, you guys got to call in and give me some ghosty stuff. So I'm gonna depend on you. And yeah, AJ's pretty cool. I love having her up here. We roll pretty good together. So yeah. And she is the spiritual advisor of the channel. So she comes in handy. Plus, I got to show her my crystals that I got, none of which are going in my bra. So only the one. And Angie says, I can't promise. You can be completely, it'll be completely anonymous. I think I can do it. I think all I have to do is just change your, like, yeah, because I have that power. I have the power. And yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all of the new subscribers. I am so excited. I'm so glad you're all here. I appreciate it. I hope I can keep this up. I hope I keep getting better and I don't go backwards at any point. And please like, subscribe, share this if anything that I talk about might be of interest to somebody you know. And I talk about so much. There's got to be something, right? Like, I know at some point I'm going to probably have to pen this crap down and really get into a lane, right? Like, I can't just be driving all over the roads like this. I mean, I can't drive like I do in real life. I've got to pinpoint. I got to pick a place and just go. But I love it all. I love the ghosts and the cemeteries, and I love true crime. And oh my God, guys, yeah. And then you guys get me sidetracked with pets and bladders and all that stuff, and then we're out. Then yeah, I can't do anything about that. So, but thank you guys. I'm so excited. 200. I told myself that by the new year we were going to get to 200, and last night we were at 190. And I was like, we didn't make it. I was like, so I was kind of disappointed. Not gonna lie. I was like, damn, I thought we could do it. Like, it was just 10 people we needed, right? Because we lost a couple. So I was like, ah, damn it, what did I do? Like, but yeah, so I'm telling you guys, do this next year. Do the little intentions, lighting that stuff on fire and setting it out there in the world. It's helping. It really, I think it's done some good. Yeah. But we'll see what the last one is that I have to work on for the year, and I'll tell you guys if I'm excited about it or not, because it's probably going to be. There's one in there that I'm like, oh, this is going to be hard. That's probably going to be the one I get left with, right? And yeah, thank you everybody in chat. Thank you guys for hanging out. You guys were like I say this all the time. You guys are wonderful. The chat never disappoints. You guys always bring it. You're freaking hilarious. I love you. You make my job up here a lot easier. If I would be way more fumbling, I would just be a stuttering mess if I didn't have you guys here. So thank you. And Haircut says, everybody, let's figure out a plan to haunt an episode of this channel if we die. Do something good, like give Tombs the lottery number. Please do. And you can come when I buy my island. You can come haunt my island. I'll let you. You just got to be a good ghost. You could throw stuff around if you want, but nothing expensive. Nothing expensive. Yeah. Go grab some follower stuff. Not the ghost though, because I don't know if they can subscribe, but yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it a night. Tansy wants to go to sleep. And so do I. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I'll see you Sunday. I'm gonna plan on some of you guys calling in. So I'll see you then. And I can't wait to talk to you guys. All right. See ya.